by thanking Sanford Health for their generous support. Thank you. And their vehicle for delivering the paint game and the ball to us. This group of gentlemen graciously donates their time each and every football game to run down markers and chains. John Brown, wait John, 7 years. Chuck Brown, 12 years. There's Chuck. John Brown, 20 years. The other John Brown. Howard Brown for 27 years. Where's Howard? Wave Howard. And Jack Lauer for 32 years. Before retiring a few years ago. It doesn't matter the weather. This crew is excited to be at every game, and they plan all trips around our home game schedule so they don't miss it. They claim to have the best seats in the house, and they will never give them up. A round of applause and thank you, Chain Crew, for your service to the streets of Granite Valley and for doing your part in making a game a successful event. Thank you.
And welcome to Lynx TV, where we are back for this 2022 Pigskin Classic, the 22nd Pigskin Classic here in Brandon, South Dakota. My name's Ken McEwen, along with Bob Arnold. Bob will be my color guy tonight, as always. We always have a color guy up here with me, and he does a tremendous job. He did a couple years, last year a couple times for basketball, and I think once for football. And like I said, my name's Ken McEwen, and I'm your play-by-play announcer, our PA, tonight for this big matchup in 11 AAA, where we have the O'Gorman Knights coming into Brandon, South Dakota to face your Lynx. The Lynx right now are preseason ranked in the AAA. They're ranked number 1, and O'Gorman is sitting at number 4. Now, remember, that's preseason ranks, and so they all go out the window starting tonight. Last night we had a matchup between Lincoln and Roosevelt. Lincoln won 29-13 over Roosevelt. Last night's matchup in the 11 AAA. Well, Bob, I want to talk about a little bit about what we're coming into tonight on the 22nd annual Pigskin Classic, and welcome, Bob.
Thank you. Should be an excellent game tonight. Like I said, Brandon's coming in preseason, ranked number 1. They return a lot of veterans. They return a lot of very good football players, as do the O'Gorman Knights. O'Gorman returns their quarterback, who threw for almost 2,500 yards last year and 22 touchdowns. Brandon also returns some veteran presence in the quarterback position in Lucas Slack. I've been around the team for 4 years, and he will bring something very good and some composure and some senior leadership to that team. But if you look at the numbers, they're very, very evenly matched, at least from last year's perspective. Brandon comes in averaging about 23 points a game on offense and only giving up 16 on the defensive side. They do only return one starter on the defensive side, so there will be some players that have been around the program for a long time that will step up, and they know the system. The system works very well. They hold teams down really well. On the O'Gorman side, they averaged 31 points a game last year, and they returned 5 on the offensive side. So not a ton of returners for either team, but I think it's going to be a good matchup, and Brandon's got to have a good home field advantage here, and got to come in with a little bit of confidence, knowing what they got returning.
Yeah, and Bob, coming from last year, the Brandon Valley Lynx sitting at 10-2, and O'Gorman was 6-5 at the end of the year. That's counting the playoffs. So you look at both teams. It start out fresh. Both teams, every team every year, seniors go out the door, new players come in the door. Let's just say that, as you see some transferring going on in the state of South Dakota, as we all know. But this matchup tonight, it's what sets the tone for the 2022 season. And when you're ranked number 1, you always got that target on your back, okay? Brandon's typically, as we know, in the last, I'd say right around 4 to 5 years, has always been in the Final Four, okay, in the semifinals. It seems like every year, and a lot of times they go to that championship game, and so there's a lot of expectation on this football field. And then when you put the number 1 target on there, your expectation even goes up bigger.
It does, but the benefit of having a year-over-year transition to your football team is those freshmen and sophomores have been to the playoffs. They know what it's like to go to the Dome and that type of thing, and to play in those big games. So when they get there, it's not as big of a shock as somebody who rarely gets there and has to play in that big game.
And we're going to talk about our Lynx TV sponsors. What we'll talk about tonight is they've changed throughout the years, but we'll talk about them tonight here, starting with our Pride sponsors: Architecture Incorporated, Hinkle Electronics, Materials and LLC, McDonald's, Michael Fence, Horizon Pet Care, First Interstate Bank, Brandon Plumbing and Heating. The Lynx founding sponsors are Alliance Communications, American Family Insurance, Josh Koob Agency, Brandon Ace Hardware, Brandon Lumber Company, the Brandon Pharmacy, Heartland Funeral Home, Sunshine Food Store, and Today's Family Dentistry. Lynx anchor sponsors are Avera Medical Group, McGreevy here in Brandon, First Dakota National Bank, Sanford, Brandon Family Medicine and Children's Clinic, Sanford Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine. The Lynx Platinum sponsors are Alliance Communications, Coca-Cola Bottling, Midco Communications, Sanford Health, and Sioux Valley Energy. We want to thank those Lynx sponsors because that's the reason we're able to do this, Bob, on it doesn't matter if it's a Friday night, now we're at a Saturday night. That's the reason we're able to do this. So thank your sponsors when you go out in the community. Buy from your sponsors too. Thank them.
That's like I said, Ken, that's how we're here. That supports the team. It supports getting this put on for those folks who can't be out here tonight, that still be able to be a part of the Lynx family.
And they're going over to the starters right now, and we'll talk about the starters for the O'Gorman Knights. We'll talk about their offense first here, as their center is going to, on offense, is going to be a senior. That's going to be Aiden Scott. He's number 52. The right guard, number 67. He's a senior also, David Vasquez. The left guard is number 60. He's a senior, and that's Alex Farkey. And the left tackle is number 50. He's a senior, Avery Erickson. The right tackle is going to be number 53. He's a junior, Lathan Wilcox. The wide receivers are going to go like this, and there's going to be 4 of them tonight. They run a spread offense for O'Gorman. It's going to be number 16. That's going to be a sophomore. That's going to be Sullivan Schlimgen. Number 4, junior, Rylan Sater. Wide receiver number 9 is going to be senior Peyton Heggie, and wide receiver number 6 is junior Jack Hove. We're about to have our national anthem in just 1 second.
And all they do for our nation and our local communities. Proper etiquette is to remove all headwear. Face the flag and put your right hand over your heart. Active duty military personnel or veterans not in uniform may salute the flag. Playing our national anthem will be the Brandon Valley Trumpet Line under the direction of Drum Major Kate Bimbacy. Sing loud and proud, ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
It's going to be Jack Hove, number 6. It's going to be a junior wide receiver. The running back for O'Gorman is going to be number 14, junior Maverick Jones, and the quarterback, number 2. You'll hear a lot of his name tonight is going to be the junior Bennett Dannenbring. We'll flip it over to the offense. Go ahead, Bob. The offense for Brandon Valley.
At left tackle, we've got number 63, Lucas Feldkamp. He's a 6'4" sophomore. Also at tackle, you got number 72, Easton Poppy. He's a 265-pound junior. At guard, you've got Isaac Johnson. He's a 300-pound senior, number 70. Also at the other guard, you've got number 58, Andrew Bunkers. He's a 6'1", 210. And at center, you've got number 79. He's a 6'4" and 290-pound junior. At tight end, you've got number 44, Micah Nelson. He's a 6', 190-pound junior. And at receivers, you got 3 of them. You've got Devian Bonwell-Whitty at 6'1", 180-pound freshman. You've got number 10, Dylan Langerock at 6'3", 175-pound senior. And also at number 9, you got Nate Andreessen at 6'4", 200-pound senior. At running back, you've got James Skyberg, is a 5'10", 190-pound senior. And at quarterback, you've got number 8, Lucas Slack. He's a 6'1", 190-pound senior.
Perfect. So you have Slack coming back at quarterback for your Lynx. He had some success last year. You know, Thuy played also, and they both got some shared time as Slack went down with an injury early last year. So Thuy, the backup, also has some experience. So the senior is going to lead this team out on offense for the Lynx. Your captains for Brandon Valley are going to be number 8, which we just talked about, was Lucas Slack, the quarterback. Number 10, Dylan Langrock, the wide receiver. Isaac Johnson, the guard, number 70. Number 24, Tristan Bisbee, the corner. Lorenzo Nelson, he's going to be number 2, one of the defensive backs. And number 58, that's going to be Andrew Bunkers, one of the other guards on offense, the offensive line. We always talk about the offensive line, Bob, and how important they are. So offensive line left to right is going to be Feldkamp, Johnson, Tews, Bunkers, and Poppy. And that's going to lead the way for the Lynx offense. Defensively, you're going to be on the defensive line is going to be number 4. That's going to be Vandenberg, Parliament, Risty, and Klein.
You know, that's going to be the key, I think, for Brandon this year, is for both offensive and defensive line to control the line of scrimmage. You want to make sure that you give the quarterback the opportunity to pass when he needs to, but also to open up those holes for the running back to allow for play action to happen later in the game.
Well, we were talking about in pregame. Remember, Bob, I know you have a pretty good memory, but we were looking at Jack Tews, number 79, the center for Brandon Valley, sitting at 6'4" and 290 pounds. That's a luxury, because you're going to eat up. And when you have Johnson sitting right next to him, that's 300 pounds, you're going to be able to run up the middle. That zone option read that they do a little bit. We know Brandon Valley's going to go out of the pistol a little bit with the fullback Nelson in there with Skyberg. So you're going to see that backfield quite a bit. It looks like O'Gorman deferred. Okay, they won the toss. They deferred. And they're going to actually receive. Brandon Valley's going to kick and that's going to be number 48, Haas, is going to be on for your kickoff team for Brandon Valley. And there's a high kick down to about the 8-yard line. It's going to be picked up by number 26, Gross. And he's going to break out to the 20, and that's where the O'Gorman Knights are going to start on with their offense.
That is good coverage downfield. The special teams did a great job of staying in their lane and keeping them from breaking anything up in the middle.
Okay, the offense for the Knights is going to be led by number 2. That's going to be Dandenbring. He's going to look to the sideline as he's going to get the call, his offense set up. We talked about the Brandon Valley defense. They're going to run a 4-3 against this tight package. Trips out to the left of Dandenbring, one to his right with the running back right to his left also. Shotgun formation, quick pass, quick screen pass out. They break it open. That's going to be to number 1, and that's going to be Peyton Haggy, and he's going to gain a first down on play 1 of this 2022 season.
He's one of their big weapons coming back. You also got Maverick Jones, their running back. Those are their 3, and their quarterback are the 3 big hitters that they bring back from last year's team.
So we're going to scratch number 9. It's number 1. Looks like a pistol formation. They're going to give it to number 14, and that's going to be Jones. He's going to be met in the backfield by number 2. That's going to be the safety for Brandon Valley. That's going to be Nelson as he comes up from his safety position and makes a big tackle.
Yeah, he got excellent penetration off the right side of the O'Gorman line and kind of broke up a play. It looks like they had it blocked well, and all of a sudden he split the 2 offensive linemen to make that tackle. It was a good play.
Second down and about 13. Spread formation again. Trips to the left of Dandenbring, one to his right. And he's going to look. He's going to look to the sideline. Incomplete. That's great coverage by number 23. That's going to be Breest for Brandon Valley. Incomplete's going to bring up a big third down early in this ball game.
Yeah, he was trying to hit Jack Hove there and just went off his hands a little bit. Let him too much bet towards the backfield, not downfield.
Third down and 14, and they're going to bring up a kind of tight package here as O'Gorman's going to go out of the pistol formation. They're going to have a fullback with a tight end to the right, 2 receivers to the left for Dannenbring. He barks out, calls, gets it to number 4. That's going to be the wide receiver for the Knights. He's going to break it open. There's no flags. Touchdown, Knights. That's going to be Satter. Satter with the quick screen pass. We saw that twice already offensively from out of that formation. We got a player down. That's going to be number 2. That's going to be Nelson for the Lynx. He's going to be down, but Satter's going to run in the end zone. That's going to stop everything here as we got a player down, like I said. But you looked at, Bob, that's just a quick screen. They have ran that screen now twice out of the trip formation, and they ran it out of the twins formation. Lynx weren't looking for the screen pass. You could tell defensively out of that trip formation or out of that twins formation on the far side of the field on your screen, folks, that they see it onto the trip side. So hats off to that O'Gorman Knights coaching staff. They're bringing the same plays out of different formations.
Yeah, they brought he kind of set up in the backfield a little bit just off of the quarterback side, and typically that would be a safe play for the defense. You don't usually call that when you've got 14 yards to go, but they got some good blocking downfield, and the receiver kind of broke a couple of tackles and took it to the house.
And so that's going to be number 2. That's going to be Lorenzo Nelson, the 6'1 senior. He's going to come off the field a little gingerly, and looks like maybe an ankle. But that touchdown's going to be good. It is 6-0. O'Gorman walks into the Pigskin Classic here in Brandon Valley. Remember, O'Gorman's preseason ranked as number 4, coming up against the number 1 ranked in AAA, your Lynx.
Peyton Hagee to do the extra point attempt for the
on to kick, like Bob just said, to trying to put it to a 7-point game. Up, and it's good. So, they're going to say no good. It looked great from here, didn't it?
It did, but it was off to the right.
So that can play a big, big part in this game. You gotta take every point you can, and as you flip the field, 1 point makes a huge difference as this ball game's going to go.
If nothing else, in the momentum category, because you're coming off a high from a long play, and then all of a sudden you miss that extra point, and it can kind of suck the energy out of a team a little bit.
So the Lynx are going to bring out their offense for this 2022 season. The first time this offense is going to be on the field. Defensively, though, Bob, we got to look at what O'Gorman's going to bring to the table. They're going to bring a 3-4 defense. So typically in a 3-4 defense, you're able to establish the run a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if the Lynx offense starts off running the ball. Deep for Brandon Valley is going to be number 5, Bonwell Whitty, and your number 7, that's going to be DeWitt. On to kick is going to be Hagee. He's going to be on to kick for the Knights. Like I said, back deep is going to be number 7, DeWitt, and number 5, Bonwell Whitty, back deep. And there's the kick. And that's going to be taken by number 7. That's going to be DeWitt. He's going to start. He's going to scamper up to about the 21-yard line. And that's where the Lynx 2022 offense is going to start. They're going to be led by Slack. That's going to be number 8, the senior. He saw a little bit of time last year. He was injured early in the season. Let's see how Lucas does starting off this 2022 season. So they're going to come out with a spread, untraditional to this offense. 3 receivers to Slack's right. He's going to motion number 9. And that's going to be Anderson. He's got Nelson in the backfield as fullback. He's going to quarterback keeper. Beautiful play as he's going to get the first down. I believe it's going to move the chains, and that's going to be a gain of 10 for Lucas Slack. So what he did, Bob, is he had his fullback. They had Nelson in the backfield. They took Skyberg out. And that was just a lead play, a lead keeper by Slack.
Yeah, and he got into the second layer of that defense. And so that could be something that's going to be coming pretty regular if O'Gorman can't make any adjustments.
4 receivers as he goes out to number 9. That's going to be Anderson. He's going to pick up about 8 yards. And that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 2. Super manageable, and that's what you want for an offensive coordinator. Let's see if our offensive coordinator goes for a shot here, as he knows he's going to get great field position here on 2nd down and 2. And our offensive coordinator is Mike Zur. Gives it to Skyberg. Skyberg's going to get the first down. He cuts back, and he's going to bring it out to about the 47-yard line, maybe 48. And that's going to be another first down, the second first down of this drive for the Lynx.
I tell you what, there's something that can be exploited there. O'Gorman's got a fairly undersized nose tackle going, somebody that's under 200 pounds. And they've got a big offensive line. I said, if I was the O'Gorman or Brandon team, I'd be running up the middle till they can stop me.
Pistol formation with Nelson and Skyberg, and it looks like Slack's going to give it to Skyberg, and he's going to gain maybe a half a yard as the O'Gorman Knights swarm that out of that pistol formation. We talked about how the Lynx are going to come into that pistol formation where Nelson, the fullback, is going to come right directly to the left, and right behind will be Skyberg behind Slack there in that pistol. Looks like Nelson's going to come up as a tight end, 3 receivers to his right, and that's going to be Slack with Skyberg. Shotgun formation, pass. Completes it out to number 9. No, it's going to be off his fingertips as the rush came. That's going to be coming from number 4. That's going to be for the O'Gorman Knights. That's going to be Ryland Satter. He had the big touchdown. Went for about 60, 70 yards on that first touchdown, and he's playing a big part on this defense also.
That was a pretty well-thrown ball. It hit the guy right in the hands. They got to make that catch if they're going to want to keep the drive moving.
Spread formation for Slack. He's going to motion number 11. That's going to be your wide receiver, Alpers. Goes into a trip formation. Slack drops back, has a receiver, gets him, and that's going to be Langrock. Langrock has played a big, big part in last year's Team 2 from the wide receiver position. And what they saw, Bob, what it seemed like to me is they saw a void. The safeties dropped back deep. They motioned over, and then they cut across the field with Langrock.
Yeah, they did a stutter step, and the defensive back did not know which way he was going, and he cut into the open area in the middle of the field. That was a good pass and a good play setup.
I formation from Slack under center. He's got Nelson and Skyberg. He's going to give it to Skyberg, but there is a lot of laundry on that football field right now. I believe it's going to be a false start. No, it's going to be encroachment on the defense, so that's going to be a free 5 yards, the first penalty of this game, and it's going to go against the O'Gorman Knights. So now it's real manageable. This first down is first down and 5.
Yeah, O'Gorman's trying to get that little bit of advantage and get a speed off the line to try to break up that blocking, but a little too fast.
Pistol formation as Nelson goes to Slack's left with Skyberg. He's got a receiver. He's going to motion Anderson from the tight end position over to the left. He's got one wide receiver to his right, gives to Skyberg. Skyberg's going to go up to the middle, and he's going to gain about, real close to that first down. He's about a half yard shy, but that's going to be a second. No, they're going to move the chains. They moved the chains, so they're going to call it a first down. That's great. I said, oh, no, but that's great.
Well, they got a very favorable spot. That's way on the other side, so I can't say that they're wrong here, but we'll take it.
8 minutes to go in the first quarter, 6-0, as O'Gorman went on top with that big pass. Slack, play action, rolls right. He's got Nelson. He finds him on the sideline. He scrambles all the way up. It looks like he's going to be just short of that first down. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 1 for the Lynx offense. I like how they're bringing different formations. You saw Slack go under center I formation, pistol formation. You saw the spread. early in this drive. That shows the defense. It makes them super uncomfortable, everything that they're seeing.
A lot of misdirection.
Trips to Slack's left, 2 receivers to his right. He's going to motion his tight end, fullback Nelson to his left. Quick pass to Langrock. Langrock gets the first down and more as number 57. That's going to be, looks like for the
James Lichty.
Go ahead, James Lichty on the tackle, but that's going to be another first down. I think that's 6 now first downs on this drive for the Lynx. Remember, they started on the 21-yard line, and now they're all the way down to the 11. Inside the red zone, this is where everything gets real tight. Let's see how this offense works inside the red zone. Slack, Nelson to his right, 3 receivers to his left, and a kind of a spread formation. Low snap, Slack picks it up, looks for Langrock, touchdown! That's going to be a touchdown for Langrock. That's going to be the opening score. Langrock with 3 catches on that drive, and that's the biggest one he caught because that was a low pass, and he went down for it.
Yeah, he did an excellent job, like getting his knees down and his feet down before the body went down on that catch.
This is where that extra point comes into play. We convert, we go up. As the Lynx score that touchdown, I love that drive. 6:40 to go in the first quarter. We hear a cannon or fireworks off in the distance as your kicker, that's going to be number 40. That's going to be actually number 48. That's going to be Haas, and the extra point is good. Your Lynx on their opening 2022 drive go about 79 yards to pay dirt. Touchdown.
Yeah, they did an excellent job of being patient, just taking what the defense gave them. The defense is making them trying to crash into the deal, so those outside passes, flare passes to the receivers are going to be there until O'Gorman does something different.
So we saw from Dan and Bring, we'll see what the defense, Coach Christensen, that became the head coach last year with the unfortunate passing of Coach Garrow. Coach Christensen took over the realm last year, and he's done a great job. He's been the defensive coordinator for years here, and I know he's going to grab that defense. You know, the opening drive, that's not what you want to see from your defense because there was missed tackles on that sideline. But I believe in the coaching staff, and the coaching staff will make the adjustments to make sure everything is on par for this next defensive series for the Lynx. Number 48, Haas, is going to be on to kick for the Lynx. Back deep is going to be Jones and Gross, and they're going to let it go. No, that's a bad decision. Nope, it just hits the tip of that line, and they're going to start out the 20.
You know, that's one of those fortuitous bounces. It bounces the other way just a little bit, and O'Gorman's got very bad field position. Beautiful
kick, though. That's where you want your kicker to kick off, as Haas pins him all the way down to almost the 1. I mean, that would have been a crucial field position changer on there. That's just a great kickoff. Dan and Bring's going to bring out the offense for O'Gorman. They're going to be in a trip set. It's going to be a bunch set there. You got to watch for these screen passes off the bunch set to the right. They're going to motion everything in the tight end into the pistol formation, 2 receivers to the left. Dan and Bring's going to bark it out. He's going to go to the swing pass again to Satter. We're right there to stop it. And that's going to be, I believe, number 19, Ryland Sanders. He's on for the tackle for the Lynx, and we were prepared for that quick screen. But you can't get lulled into this, Bob, where they're gonna try these screens, and all of a sudden they're gonna fake the screen. They're gonna go up top.
Stop and go.
Dan and Bring with 3 receivers to his left. He's got his running back Jones right next to him to his right. I apologize. He gives it to Jones. Jones breaks up the middle. No, that's going to be number 4. And is it number 14 or 4, Bob? It's going to be number 14. That's
14.
Going to be that's going to be Jones.
Yep, Maverick Jones. That's their big runner for the team this year.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 2 for the O'Gorman Knights. Big defensive stand here. They can flip the field. That's the Lynx if they make the stop here. Dan and Bring out of the pistol formation. He's got a fullback tight up to the line with the tight end. He's going to give it to Jones. Jones is going to pick up the first down, and he does. They're going to move the chains, and that's going to be a first down for O'Gorman.
Yeah, they did a good job of getting the defensive line to move just enough to create just a gap for Jones there to get that 3 yards. Because that's exactly what they got, is 3 yards.
Just under 5 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. 7-6 Brandon Valley on this 2022 season opening quarter for your Lynx. 3 receivers, 2 Dannon brings left. He's going to give it to Jones again. 3 straight runs for Jones. Jones is going to push the pile. No, he's going to be pushed back. It's going to be a gain of 1.
Yeah, they did a good job, the defense. They made an adjustment. They shifted over to the defensive left to kind of cut off that middle gap that O'Gorman's been using to get some yards.
So it's going to bring up a second down, and he didn't gain 1 either. It's going to be no yards on that first down. It's going to bring up second down and 10. 4-3 defense for the Lynx, as they're going to be a tight formation. Watch a motion to the right here. They try to disguise this, and they're not going to. Dannenbring's going to snap it, and they're looking for the underneath throw. He doesn't get it. He's going to run,
Ooh.
and he's got some wheels on him. He's going to pick up the first down. No, he's going to be stopped short. We'll see where the marker is, but that was a big hit by number 7 for the Lynx.
It looked. Yep, go ahead, Terrence. I'm sorry.
Yep, and that's going to be DeWitt. DeWitt comes from a safety position. We've seen the safeties play a big part here tonight so far, as Nelson also, he was down earlier on that big play.
And they gave him the first down.
First down for O'Gorman. That's going to be Dannenbring with Jones to his right. 2 receivers split out each side for him. Heavy pass rush by number 4, and he's going to be brought down by number 4. That's going to be Vandenberg from the defensive end position. He swooped around. You could see that he had that tackle under wraps, and he just collapsed on that, but that's going to be a gain of 3 yards. We talked about Dannenbring can run also.
Yeah, that Vandenberg ran a long ways around the left tackle to run him down, and he did a good job of keeping him from getting more yards than what they did.
Pistol formation again for the Knights. 2 receivers, 2 Dannenbring's left, 1 to his right, and it's going to give to Jones. No, Dannenbring's going to keep it, and it's going to be a fake. So that's that read option that we're seeing now from that offense, the read option where Dannenbring will watch the defensive end. If the defensive end commits, okay, he's not going to keep it. If he doesn't, then he's keeping it, and he kept it there. That's going to be gain of 2. That's going to bring him about 3rd down and 4 from about the 47-yard line. Big defensive stop here. Let's see if the crowd gets on their feet as they can flip this field position like we talked about. Dannenbring looking to Jones, gives it to Jones. Jones is going to scamper up there. He's going to be caught at about a 2-yard gain. That's going to bring up a 4th down. We'll see what the Knights bring up right now. Who's on that tackle, Bob?
That is a good question. There was a pile of people on that tackle.
It looked like number 4 again, Vandenberg. He was the last one to come off that turf, and he's playing a big game so far. We talked about in preseason where he'd be. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 3. 4th down and 3. Pistol formation, we'll call it an I formation out of the shotgun. 2 receivers to his left, has a tight end. Direct snap to Jones. Jones is going to pick up the first down and more. There's the ball's on the ground, though. Nope, it's still O'Gorman's ball, so it's going to be a first down. That was a direct snap. So what they did, so they have Dannenbring and the fullback kind of right above in the backfield of Jones. They direct snap it to Jones, and then Dannenbring, the fullback, block for him.
Yes.
That's a great call.
It's a risky call for a quarterback.
Dannenbring, shotgun, 2 receivers to his right, pistol formation again. They're going to give it to Jones. No, they're going to swing it out to Satter. Satter's going to pick up about 10. No, he's hard to bring down as he's going to pick up the first down. So far, both defenses struggling in this first quarter, both sides of the ball, both offensives really, and you don't typically see that in the beginning of a season. You usually see the defense win a lot because the offense is still coming out of the preseason, out of a lot of practicing. Yep. Defenses are usually up on top of everything, but you're seeing some offensive play tonight. Dannenbring, he's got a tight formation with 2 tight ends. Pistol formation, 2 receivers to his right. He gives it to Jones. No, he's going to keep it. He's going to swing it out to number 33. So they snuck number 33 out into the flat, And give me the number on that, Bob.
Dylan Majerus.
Dylan Majerus coming out of that tight end formation, so they wanted the linebackers to creep up and sneak it right behind them.
You know, they did that number 4 and out into the flat, knowing that the defense was going to pull up, and they threw it to the guy behind him, just off his fingers.
I had this pointed out to me. Remember, one returning starter for the defense for the Lynx, Jones. He's great spin move by Jones. He's going to be 1 yard short, and that's going to bring up a. Let's see where they're going to mark it. It's going to be a 3rd down and about 1.5, maybe 2 yards. Just under a minute to go in this first quarter. Your Lynx 7-6 over the Knights.
Yeah, we did talk about that. A lot of good players on the team, but they only brought back one returning starter on the defense, and so sometimes it takes a little bit of time to gel.
And that's our corner, Bisbee. He comes back as the only returning starter, and he's a senior. Pistol formation, direct snap to Jones. That's the same play, but we're going to stuff it. We'll see where they're going to mark it. Under 15, that clock's going to bury itself down. It's going to be a 4th down. They're going to mark it just short, so it's going to be a 4th down and 1. But the Knights are going to let the field flip, and that's going to be at the end of the first quarter. As we've seen in this opening quarter, it's been a long quarter, it seems like, doesn't it, Bob? 7-6, your Lynx over the Knights.
No, but it's been an excellent quarter. I mean, it's some very well-played football, not a lot of penalties. Other than that one series where they missed a few tackles on that opening drive for O'Gorman, it's been pretty solidly played on the defensive side of things.
And we saw, you talked about penalties. There's one penalty in this game so far, and that was in the opening quarter, and that was by the Knights as the encroachment on the Brandon Valley, their first drive and their only drive of the first quarter. Go ahead, Bob.
All right, talking about our sponsors, we've got the Pride sponsors. We've got Architecture Incorporated, Henkel Electronic Materials, LLC. We've got McDonald's. We've got Michael's Fence. We've got Horizon Pet Care. We've got First Interstate Bank, and we've got Brandon Plumbing and Heating. For our founding sponsors, we've got Alliance Communications, American Family Insurance, Josh Koob Agency. We've got Brandon Ace Hardware. We've got Brandon Lumber Company. We've got Brandon Pharmacy. We've got Heartland Funeral Home. We've got Sunshine Food Stores, and we've got Today's Family Dentistry. For our anchor sponsors, we've got Averica Medical Group, McGreevy, and Brandon. We've got First Dakota National Bank. We've got Sanford Brandon Valley Medicine and Children's Clinic, and we've got Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. And for our platinum sponsors, we've got Alliance Communications, we've got Coca-Cola Bottling, we've got Midco Communications, we've got Sanford Health, and we've got Sioux Valley Energy. We want to thank all of our levels of sponsors for making this this game possible, and all of the Lynx games this year, whether it be football or basketball or soccer, whatever it is. Thank you for making these games possible for us.
Yeah, and like Bob said, thank you to our sponsors. They are tremendous, and that's the reason we're able to do this year in and year out. We're able to bring live coverage wherever you're at. We've had people, I think, over in Germany watching us, and we have had people right outside this field, right outside the fence listening to us. Big 4th down as we're going to start this second quarter. Pitch out to Jones. And is he going to get it? He's going to. As I'm looking at the side judge on the far side, they're going to move the chains. First down, Knights. And at halftime, I was going to talk about is we're going to have the Brandon Valley Marching Band. They're going to be performing Jackpot. We want you to stay tuned to that because they're amazing. Also, we're going to have a special guest, Dr. Larson. Our superintendent's going to be up here with an interview with Harry Buck, so stay tuned for that. Shotgun formation from Dannenbring. Jones right to his left motions him to a spread formation. 2 receivers to his left and right. Tight end with him also. And there's a snap. Heavy pressure. Intercepted. No! It's going to be Satter again over the middle. Touchdown O'Gorman.
He made a nice post move. He kind of stuttered, and then he cut towards the middle of the field, and he was wide open.
Yeah, I thought the safety, that's why I said interception. I thought the safety, I could see the safety climbing a little bit out of the end zone. It was a floater because the heavy pressure from the league's defense, and Coach Christensen brought a lot of heat from the linebackers too. But that is a touchdown from Dannenbring to Satter again, his second touchdown of the game. Number 1 is going to be on to kick.
That one's good.
And that one's going to be good for the O'Gorman Knights. That's going to be Peyton Hagee, and that's going to make it a 13-7 ball game to start off this second quarter. So far, offensively, Bob, it's just been a show. I have not seen in many years that I've been doing Lynx TV. Somebody told me 6 years maybe it's been. Whatever it's been, it's been a blast, so you don't even count the years. It's just been a blast. But you saw the first quarter, and it's already went into the second quarter in the first under a minute in the second quarter. It's just been an offensive show, and I haven't seen that since I've been doing this, especially in game one.
Yeah, typically early in the season, it's like you said, the defense kind of takes over the games, and you win a game 14-13. You don't see a lot of points. Well, tonight might be a little different story. It's going to be interesting where Brandon's going to be looking into the sun for this quarter, and so hopefully that doesn't play a big role in this deal. But
Hagee's going to be on to kick for the Knights. Back deep's going to be number 7, DeWitt, and number 5, Bonwell Whitty. Back deep for your Lynx. Last time we saw a return of about 16 yards from DeWitt. Let's see what we can do here. Special teams. Special teams can play a big part. They're going to pooch kick that, and it's going to be your up back. He fumbles it. Now it's going to be DeWitt, falls on it at about the 11-yard line. So we talked about how special teams can play a part. It just flipped a little bit of field position for O'Gorman there. O'Gorman's up 13-7.
And, you know, they practice special teams every practice. I 100% guarantee it. And this is the reason why you do that. You get those middle guys, not the far back guys, but the middle tier, used to catching that pooch kick. And that particularly cost them quite a few yards there.
3-4 defense for the Knights as the Lynx are going to come out in a spread formation. 2 receivers, 2 slacks, right and left with the tight end as Nelson's going to be to his left. He's deep in the backfield by himself. He goes out to number 5. That's going to be a freshman, and it's going to be his first ball ever in a varsity as he's a freshman. That's going to be Bonwell Whitty, number 5, with the reception.
Yeah, brought down by number 57, James Lichty from the Knights.
Second down and about 4 as that completion, and I like those manageable completions. You know, both teams are doing that too, is they're getting their quarterbacks comfortable. Nelson, his fullback to his right, that's going to be slack. Tight formation, motions his wide receiver, and they're going to give it. That's going to be number 6. And, that's going to be number 5. That's going to be Bonwell Whitty again. And he's going to gain the first down. So all of a sudden, we're seeing 2 straight plays from a freshman on that field, the wide receiver number 5.
Yeah, O'Gorman, number 12, Henry Theobald, knocked him out of bounds on that one, but not before he got that first down.
3-4 defense for the Knights, spread formation for the Lynx out of the offense. Nelson's going to be directly back him as Skyberg's out of the game. 2 receivers to his left. He looks to his right, and it's going to be batted down, and that's going to be one of the Knights. That's going to be number, it looks like
88. Nolan Vandal, as we see a lot of substitutions, and that's why I'm relying on Bob so much. He's got an amazing sheet right next to him. I got this cardboard up here that I'm looking at, guys, and I wish we have a picture I can show you. What I've noticed, Ken, as they're starting to do is that Brandon's had the ability to get those little flare passes out. The defensive ends are not necessarily rushing, but they're coming out to knock those down. That's what happened in that last
false
play.
Start on number 5. We saw the freshman, and this will happen a little bit, as they wanted to quick snap and really get the defense to try and draw them off sides. But number 5, that's going to be the first penalty on the Lynx, as Bonwell Whitty is a false start from his wide receiver position. Is going to bring up a second down in about 15. Like we said, 3-4 defense from the Knights, as the Lynx offense is going to come to the line here, and they're going to go out of a trip formation to the right with Nelson, and they're going to motion him to the left. Skyberg's in the game in the backfield with Slack. There's a pass over the middle, just tipped again, as Slack is looking for Anderson over the middle. And that last pass, too, on the sideline where it was tipped, that was to Anderson, too. So 2 tip balls brings up a 3rd down and 15.
The adjustment that O'Gorman defense has made is they're not getting tremendous penetration. What they're telling their defensive linemen, whether the 2 in the middle and then the ends, you don't have to get much defense. Get your hands up to knock down those passing lanes.
Spread formation with Nelson at tight end. He's going to have 2 receivers to his right. That's going to be Slack in to his left. He motions Whitty to the left. They're going to look for the screen pass. No, they're going to go down deep. He's got a receiver. That's Langrock. Just overthrew him as Langrock had up the seam there, Bob. He was coming open.
He was coming open. The pattern was there, and it just a little bit overthrown. If it was underthrown just a little bit, they would have completed that pass because the defense was they got behind them.
So I like what Coach. There's a timeout on the field. O'Gorman has to take a timeout because they were going to put it on their punt return team, and all of a sudden Coach Christensen put his offense out there, 4th and 15. You never do that at about the 18-yard line coming out of your end zone, but I think he wanted to really catch him off guard there a little bit, and maybe have the right defense on the field if there's ever a right defense.
Well, I think his whole game plan, and this is just my perspective, Ken, is that he wanted to force O'Gorman to use a timeout.
That's true.
And he knew if he tried that, because if they didn't fall for it, I'm pretty certain Coach Christensen would have called his timeout and put the punt unit back on there.
And so it's amazing how coaching staffs, they're fighting each other from sideline to sideline here, right across the field. And the chess match and how things go as a coaching staff is just amazing, and kind of the mind game that they play a little bit just to get them off kilter, because that can happen throughout the game where all of a sudden that plays a part. It's like 4th and 5. All of a sudden now that's in the back of their head. O'Gorman, well, they may, and we're going to go for it. Slack is our punter, though, so he's going to kick. So I like that out of Slack. Slack's going to punt it all the way down to about the 44-yard line. They're going to make it to 43, and that's where the Gorman Knights are going to start. You like that knowledge? Slack's our punter?
It is. That is a good knowledge. Or he has the ability to punt nonetheless. But here's the deal. You might be setting yourself up or setting O'Gorman up for a play later in the game where they do the same thing and they fake that and they run it with Slack out of the backfield.
So a big defensive series as the Lynx defense is going to come out in the second quarter, down 13-7. Both drives by the Knights have ended up in 2 scores. This is where your defense needs to come up big. They're in a 4-3 defense. Your Lynx, number 56 is going to be up. That's going to be Klein. He goes down. Motions Dannenbring is going to play action, and heavy pressure. Looks like a hold. No, they're not going to call it. Dannenbring breaks a tackle. He's going to gain positive yards. So he got driven back by Vandenberg. Vandenberg has been all over the field as a defensive end this game so far. Puts on great pressure, but I don't know. I would have called a hold, but they didn't. So it doesn't matter. But Dannenbring had to run 15 yards to pick up 4 yards there. So that can play a game too, as your endurance this whole game. Vandenberg's putting on a lot of pressure. Dannenbring with 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. He's got his receiver wide open over the middle, and it's a great catch by number 6. That's going to be Hove, and it's going to be a first down. So you saw early in the first quarter on the opening drive, they attacked the outside, the Knights. Now the start of the second quarter when they scored the touchdown, and now they're attacking the middle of the field.
It's because they made an adjustment. They took away the outside. Now they're going to attack. What do they give them next?
Dannenbring out of the shotgun, pistol formation, keeps it. He's going to follow Slater. He has running room up the middle, and he cuts it back. It's going to be a first down and a gain of about 14. Brings up a first down as they're looking into the red zone here as the Knights are going to start this first down at the 22. 8:40 to go. First half, 13-7. O'Gorman over the Lynx.
Yeah, Caleb Breest tripped him up there. He could have still be running.
Shotgun formation, trip set. That's going to be a bunch set up to the line. They're going to go right next, and they're going to motion from right to left. Pistol formation, swings it out to Satter. Satter again breaks it open. They've hit him about 3 or 4 times with that quick swing pass. They kind of set up that zone play offensively where the offensive line is zone blocking down, and they're setting up kind of a screen there out of that motion.
You know what? It's almost like a safe run. It's an easy pass, and there's nobody out there, and if you get it 4, 5, 6 yards, that's a good safe play.
That's a great point, Bob. First down as the Knights go into the red zone for their 3rd time in this game. Shotgun formation for Dannenbring as the Lynx defense trying to hold here from about the 12-yard line. Dannenbring out of the shotgun, empty formation, puts it up for number 4, wide open, his 3rd touchdown of the game, and that's going to be Satter. Satter for his 3rd touchdown of the game, and that connection has been lethal for the first half.
Yeah, he put on a very good move and ran a corner post to the corner of the deal, and he just had to get the ball there. It seemed like it was floating up in the air for a long time.
Number 23, Briest, kind of he looked a little confused as Satter ran a great route there. He went inside and then posted out and to that back of the end zone, and a beautiful pass by Dannenbring. Makes it a 19 and now a 20-7 ball game as the Knights have walked in this first half, Bob, to the 2022 22nd annual Pigskin Classic, and they're putting on a show right now offensively.
Yeah, right now, but there's a lot of game left in this one, Ken. A lot of game left, and the coaches are going to make a defensive adjustment, and they're going to give the defense is going to start maybe double teaming number 4 out of the backfield or putting a spy on number 4 and double teaming them and make somebody else beat them. Good coaching will make the adjustments, and they'll get it done here.
So it's really how you respond now. The offense needs to respond. You need to take time off that clock. The defense for the Lynx has been on the field a lot in this first half. You need a long drive. You'll take a quick hitter where it's a touchdown, but what you want is a long drive here. You want to bury this clock, go into maybe a 1-score game going into halftime, kind of manage that, give your defense a break right now. They've been on the field.
And it is hot out there, folks. They've got black uniforms. It's in the upper 80s. The humidity is way up there. And you need to give that offensive a little break. The defenses need a little time off, and a long, sustaining drive will do that for you.
And hats off to Dannenbring. I don't know if I've seen a better first half from a quarterback play. There hasn't been a lot of incompletions. Maybe 1 or 2 in 3 touchdowns, and he has gained – how much has he gained with his legs, too? Probably 30, 40 yards. He's probably got to be tipping. Oh, there's an onside kick all of a sudden, and that should be – he called a fair catch. Talk to me, Bob. Talk to me.
It looked like he called a fair catch. He was actually going back as a receiver to catch that ball. He wasn't waving the hand over his head. He was trying to get that before it got behind him. So, but
and there's a flag.
Evidently, okay. I have been known to be wrong on occasion.
So this is the best recipe right now because your defense, because you're down 2 scores. They chance, okay. If I'm the O'Gorman Knights, I would have kicked that off and played with my defense. My defense is coming off a really, really good series, okay, with the Lynx, defensively off that. But now you're probably going to give the Lynx the ball here they're going to cross the 50, okay, and they're going to go down probably about to the 46, maybe 47, because it's going to be a 15-yarder. Okay, so let's just put it at the 45. Okay, maybe the 44. That gives you great field position, okay? That gives the little bit of spark that they need can play against the Knights right now.
They're talking a lot about this penalty, Ken. Oh, there we go. Good.
It's going to be a personal foul as they're going to say number 45 for the Lynx called a fair catch.
45 at Italy. Sam Knowles.
Sam Knowles with the fair catch, and he was hit after the fair catch as O'Gorman tried for the onside. That's a risky play, but we are down to the 44. We called it, Bob, 44-yard line. That's where your Lynx cross midfield with that penalty. They'll love that field position as Slack out of the shotgun. Has Nelson, moves in, Nelson from left to right, motions him as his tight end. He's got Skyberg with him, and he's going to be that quarterback keeper. The second time they have ran that, we saw it on the first time on the opening series, and they started out with a 9-yard gain from Slack.
Yeah, that was a good run. They just needed to get positive yards. And again, the same thing we were talking about for the defense for Brandon. The O'Gorman, they got some players that play both ways. They got to be getting tired too.
I've been a coach in my life, Bob, and you take risks, but you don't take risks early in a football game like that. I would never. You kind of play cute, and that's what the Knights offense did. Skyberg for the first down gains more. He's going to go past the first down. He's going to gain about 5 to 6 yards, and that's going to move the chains. What I talked about is sometimes you can get overconfident as a coach, as a head coach. Well, we're going to try an onside kicker. We're going to bury him. Well, it's not playing in their favor right now because what's happened to our kickoff the last 2 times, we've started at the 11-yard line and the 20-yard line. Now you let us start at the 44-yard line.
Yep,
Shotgun
right.
formation for Slack. 2 receivers to his left. He's got a bunch formation to his right with the tight end. He's going to move his freshman from left to right. They're going to give it to him, and that's going to be Bonwell Whitty, and he's going to gain manageable yards on that first down. That's going to be a gain of about 4 or 5 yards. Brings up a 2nd down and 6.
Joe Niedringhaus was on the tackle for O'Gorman. That was a good play. If they take away the inside, he bounces to the outside, and he cut it up for a good, 5 yards, 4 yards?
Shotgun formation again for Slack. We've seen him under center, 2 out of the I formation. He's got Nelson with 2 receivers split. And they're going to give it to Nelson, his first carry of the ball game, and he's going to carry people. Nelson kind of plays the jack of all trades here on the offense. He's going to play your tight end, your fullback. He's going to do a lot of things. He's the ball carrier. Hurry up offense from Slack. 3rd down and 1. And Slack keeps it, and he's going to gain the first down and more. He's going to gain about 4 yards. That's going to be a first down, moving the chains. The clock goes under 5 minutes and 33 seconds, 5:30 to go.
The O'Gorman defense is looking a little bit gassed at this point in time.
And that was a beautiful call by Coach Zur, our offensive coordinator for the Lynx, as he went to that hurry up his 3rd and 1. Just don't let them get set. Don't get them their right personnel in the game. And there's a first down by Slack. We know Slack can run the ball, and that's what he's done tonight. Shotgun formation with Skyberg now in the game. He's going to motion Langrock from left to right in the slot. They're going to look to Langrock. No, they're going to try to find Bon Whitty, and it's going to be overthrown. But that really, to be honest with you, if you underthrow that, it's an interception, Bob. So that's a perfect pass by Slack. If you're going to take a shot on first down, take it that way, and where there's not a turnover. Second down and 10.
I think he expected the receiver to go out and cut to the right side of the field, and he went down the middle and cut to the left. That would have been a touchdown if he runs the right pattern, I think. And he tapped his head, so he kind of tells me that he ran the wrong pattern.
2nd down and 10, bunch formation for Slack. We'll see if they run it there with Skyberg. And they're going to run it. Yep, you could see out of that formation they were going to run the ball. O'Gorman doesn't pick it up. It's going to be a first down for the Lynx as that bunch formation. Why we saw the Lynx were going to run the ball, they kind of brought the bunch formation in, and now you go from 5 or 6 blockers now to 8 blockers, and that's a big gainer by Skyberg. First down and goal with under 4:45 to go in the first half. Lynx looking to punch the ticket to make it a 1-score game.
Yeah, they're gassed a little bit on the defensive side. It'll be interesting to see with 4 something to go. Do they try to run some more plays here? Or do they just try to jam it down their throat and get a touchdown here?
Skyberg, bunch formation. Now Skyberg's to Slack's left. Von Holman's single formation. They're going to give it to Skyberg. He's going to be met at about a 1 to 2 yard gain. It's going to be first and goal from about the 5-yard line. This is 4-down territory. You don't want to go into halftime, and I'm not saying that it's going to be this score going into halftime. Down 2 scores when you can be down 1 score.
Yeah, you need to come away with some points here. Whether it's a touchdown or a field goal, you need to get some points on the board here before halftime. Gain some of that momentum.
Slack with the 2 tight ends set. He's got Langrock. He's going to keep it. Cuts it up. Touchdown! The senior Lucas Slack with the QB keeper. I believe on that series alone, Slack gained about 30, 35 yards, and he finishes it with that touchdown.
That was a well-executed play. They had all the blockers. They just outmanned them on the offensive line.
Touchdown Lynx. They bring it to a 20-13 ball game, 7-point game, as number 48 Haas is going to be on for the kick. He's a left-footed kicker up, and it looks good. It is good. It is now a 6-point game as the offense, Bob, didn't get a ton of time, okay, on the sideline because of the field position. But we're going to go. I'm going to tell you, Bob, and folks at home, we're going to go back to that play on that onside kick again, where you took one too many chances on the onside kick when your defense was playing good for O'Gorman, and gave us great field. So our average field position was about the 15-yard line if you take our 2 punts, okay? We start at the 11 and the 20. We'll just say it's average of 15. Well, you gave us another 40 yards in turf, okay, on the football field. Well, that's huge. Now it's a one-score game because you got, I'm not going to say a little too cute, but you got overconfident. Let's just put it, you got overconfident on it, okay? To try an onside kick in the second quarter is really, really risky. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to finish with that. What? You're going to see that play out come at the end of this game. That's my prediction. What do you think, Bob?
I would think that has a lot of validity. And what O'Gorman does in this next minute, 3 minutes and 40 seconds, will go a long ways towards that.
Big return as the defense, the kickoff team is right on the money as the Knights are going to start at about the 22, 23-yard line. Now let's see what the Lynx defense starts here as the defense, all 3 possessions for the Knights have ended up in scores in this first half.
I got a feeling something to the effect of number 4 does not get behind you has came up in some conversations while the defense was on the sidelines.
Dandenbring out of the shotgun tight formation out of the trip side. He's got Jones with him. He looks. He's going to quarterback keeper. He finds it. He's going to come out to the outside. Great. Oh, looks like a block in the back. They don't call it on number 6. They do not call that block in the back. I saw it. Hove, number 6, with the block in the back on one of our linebackers. And that goes for a first down from Dandenbring. We talked about his how he's put it in the air really nice. Boy, he can run too.
And that was a designated run all the way.
Shotgun formation, that same formation as he's got Jones right in front of him to his right. 3 receivers in tight with 1 receiver to the left. Shotgun formation, drops back. He's got nowhere to run, and that's going to be number 4 again, Vandenberg, from his defensive end position, but we do have a Lynx player down in the backfield as Dandenbring's going to gain about 2 yards.
Number 94, Mason Jones.
Mason Jones down on the field. We have a great ball game here to start off the AAA 2022 season, 20-14. 2 teams in the top 5 here as the Lynx ranked number 1 in the preseason going against the number 4 team. Right now, that offense for the number 4 team with that quarterback in Dandenbring, they don't look like a number 4 ranked team.
Well, like I said, that's a preseason ranking. You don't know till you play a few games how things really truly shake out. But again, there's a lot of game left here. And I got a feeling it's going to be a slobber knocker, as they say, going down to the end in the fourth quarter.
So defensively, it really puts you in a bind, okay? As number 94 is going to come off the field. It looks like maybe a little bit of a shoulder, maybe a stinger, but he's going to come off and he catches wind, and he's back on the sideline. We'll see him again. 2nd down and 8 from about the 46-yard line is where the O'Gorman Knights are going to start this second down with 3:14 to go, 20-14 Knights in this first half.
That little bit of a break probably wasn't the worst thing in the world to happen for the Brandon Valley defense, to give them a little wind, kind of break some momentum that O'Gorman had going.
That's a great point, Bob, as the 4-3 defense comes into play here again for the Lynx. Let's see if they try to attack the middle of the field. You know Coach Christensen's going to guard against that. And there's the end around by number 1. Great block by – one thing I've seen is – and that's going to be carried by number 1, Hagee. But you see – take a look at, folks, the wide – don't look at the ball all the time. Look at the wide receivers blocking downfield. That's why things are kicking out outside the hashes, is because their blocking from the wide receiver position is really good.
Yeah, both teams.
Right.
Both teams.
Shotgun formation, pistol formation as he's got his tight end to his left. 2 receivers split. He's going to motion Satter. Satter with the lead block. Jones with the spin move to the inside. He's going to pick up the first down, and that's going to bring it down to about the 40-yard line. That's where the O'Gorman Knights are going to start with this first down. 2:27 to go. Knights have 2 timeouts. Lynx have 3.
And that one timeout that they forced him to call earlier might come into play here. Yeah,
we talked about the chess match, the mind game that's going on between these coaching staffs, and both coaching staffs are really good coaching staffs. And they've won a lot of games, and it's just a big chess match, and I love seeing it. Shotgun formation as he's going to motion Hag to his left to right, and it looks like it's going to be a false start, I believe. False start on O'Gorman. Let's see where they pin it. It's going to be a false start on O'Gorman. I believe is the motion guy, number 1. That was, I believe, Hagee. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right or not. Am I pronouncing that right?
Hagee. Long A.
Sorry.
No problem.
Hagee kind of, you got to stay level. You can't start creeping up, and that's what he did on that motion. Shotgun formation for Dannenbring under 2 minutes to go in the first half. Motions his wide receiver, gives it to Jones, and that's going to be a minimal gain, and it's going to bring up a third down in about, well, they're going to say second down. I apologize. It was first down and 15, and now it's going to be second down and 11. I was going to say if it went over to the third down, Bob, then we can start using our timeouts and maybe play that game where we get the ball back with about 1:30 to go. Second down and 11, the biggest defensive series of the night is happening right now so the Lynx can hold to a 1-score deficit going into halftime. Shotgun formation, pistol formation. He's got his fullback up in front of him with Jones. Jones play action. Dannenbring over the middle again. That's where they have found their wide receivers all night. And that's going to be a completion to number 16, Schlimgen, and we've seen that where so there's a huge gap. So what their running game is doing is making the middle linebacker creep up, and the safeties are playing deep. You almost going to go into a cover 1 here, where one safety's pinning right in the middle of the field. Here comes a blitz by the Lynx, and they pick it up. Great block by number 4, but even better tackle by number 7. That's going to be DeWitt because Dannenbring was spinning. He was trying to get yards. Timeout, O'Gorman, 31 seconds to go in the first half. So we saw, Bob, we talked about where they're attacking the Lynx defense. So those runs, our middle linebacker and Dowd, number 31 for the Lynx, is coming up to play the play action because there's play action on every single play. Yep. And he's afraid, and deserving so, our linebackers are creeping up.
They're supporting the run.
Right. But our safeties can't play so deep. They can't bury themselves deep. You got to trust your corners, too. So the safeties can't drop back so much. They can't drop like 15 yards back. They have to stay level. Once you do that, those middle of the field completions become nothing, but then they're going to hit you on the seam. So you're kind of playing the devil's advocate
or those little swing passes to number 4 on both sides.
Right.
If you're going to cover the middle of the field, then the outside little swing passes are open. And if they're crashing to support the run game, which O'Gorman's had, whether the quarterback or whether it's Maverick Jones, they've had some success running. So they almost got to give this, give the support for that. So it's where are you going to leave open?
Well, and the one thing about it is their offensive play calling has been great tonight. They've shown different formations, and ours has too with Coach Zur. Our offensive play calling. It's just been a really good offensive game so far. Shotgun formation for Dannenbring, 37 seconds. They put 6 seconds on the play clock. And there's Dannenbring with the keeper. He's going to get that first down, I believe. So I think it's going to be, they can't go first and goal here. They got to go first and 10 from the 11. Shotgun formation, tight formation, 2 tight ends in. He's going to go up top. Great defense, but that's an even better throw. Great defense by number 24, Bisbee, for the Lynx, but that completion to Hagee, that was a beautiful throw. So
you can't play
Bisbee
much better
was right
defense.
there.
He was right there where he was supposed to be.
Right there. That ball was right over his head, within inches, and it was right in the basket of Hagee. Touchdown O'Gorman, 26-14, as Hagee just with that touchdown reception goes up and makes the extra point. 27-14, O'Gorman on all 4 possessions have scored, and I don't know. I think maybe I have. Let me think. Brandon Valley quarterbacks that I've seen since I've been in this community for 12, 13 years. Maybe Austin Sumner's might have had a first half like that, but I haven't seen a first half from a quarterback throwing for 4 touchdowns. He's got to have over 200 yards in the air, and he's probably got to be creeping up on 100 yards on the ground. And so you look at total yards. We don't have these stats. I'm just throwing them out there, just guesstimate. But that's 300 yards from that quarterback so far in the first half. But don't get me wrong, okay? Those wide receivers are catching the ball too, okay? I mean, if you look at Satter with 3 touchdowns and now Hagee with the 1 touchdown, they're pretty balls, but they got to catch the ball too. And so we'll see what kind of defense and what adjustments are made by Coach Christensen and his staff leading into the second half. Number 7 is going to return it for the Lynx. That's going to be DeWitt. He's going to cut up, and he's going to be brought down to the 15. And that's going to put 14 seconds on the clock, 3 timeouts for the Lynx. I do not think they're going to do anything. They're going to go into halftime and try to readjust defensively. Offensively, Lucas Slack has had a pretty good game too. Hats off to him.
He absolutely has been executing well.
So defensively, what do we do to stop it? They're bringing out a lot of formations. It's really hard to stop a dual threat quarterback. It's really tough, but we'll see what we do. They're going to kneel the ball. We're going to go into halftime. I want you to stay tuned as the Lynx marching band's going to come out here, and they put on a heck of a show every year. We know that. You fans know that. Parents know that. Stay tuned because it's called the Jackpot. I think it's I see a bunch of coins being rolled out here, and I see some dice. So it's called Jackpot. I want you to stay tuned for that. And Dr. Larson's going to be up here, our superintendent of schools. He's going to be up here to be interviewed by Harry Buck, our mayor of Brandon here. So stay tuned for that, too. You're going to want to hear that. But let's talk a little bit, and before the band gets going here, Bob, and before the interview comes into play. So we talked about, we can rave. We can sit there and rave about the quarterbacks, how Dannenbring's had a spectacular first half, which he has. I haven't seen a first half like that. But Slack's played really well, too. But so defensively, we got to look at the defensive side. Defense is going to win this football game, period. Both offenses are moving the ball. Okay. When you score on all 4 of your possessions offensively, and then the other are the Lynx. Okay, we're talking about O'Gorman, but the Lynx score on 2 or 3 of their possessions. That's pretty good. So 6 out of 7 possessions off as a total on both teams have put it into the end zone. Okay, defensively for the Lynx, what do you do?
Well, I think you hit it right on the head when we talked about what the middle linebackers are doing. I think that they need to let the defensive line see what they can do straight up against the running game, and then fill in. Once you know that they run, you have the linebackers crash and have them take care of business.
Right.
But what you're doing is you got a passing quarterback, and I got to believe he would much rather pass the ball than to have to run it and take the hits.
Right.
So make him win the game on the ground.
And I agree. So you got to open up. You got to open up the middle of the field. The middle of the field, you saw him attack with the outside zone, and kind of that. So we'll see what Coach Christensen and the defensive staff. They're amazing. They will actually set that up. Now we're going to have the Brandon Valley Lynx Marching Band out here to perform what they're about to perform, and it's called Jackpot. Why don't you stay tuned and listen to this? And we're going to have that interview with Harry Buck and Dr. Larson in just a moment.
Is your band ready? Brandon Valley Marching Lynx, you may now take the field in exhibition.
Bill, you have these other mics on the handheld.
Ladies and gentlemen, you Bell and High School marching band with Jackpot.
Okay, I'm Harry Buck, and we just got done, as you did, to view a fantastic performance by the Marching Lynx, and I've got Dr. Jared Larson with me, and Dr. Larson, you've really got to be proud of these guys.
Yeah, the performance here this halftime show was absolutely incredible, and I do think it's relevant to note that if you couldn't see it or didn't notice it at home on television, we had a couple football players that lost the shoulder pads, dropped the helmet, and got out there, and that just speaks volumes to our coaching staff as well as our marching band staff prioritizing our kids and giving them the opportunity to be involved in a lot of different things. We take great pride in allowing our kids to be involved in a lot of different activities, as a well-rounded education is valuable, and activities certainly play a part in that.
Yeah, I did notice that. I couldn't help but think while I was watching that, I bet that quarterback Dannenbrink must also play for the band. He does everything else.
I suspect he may.
Everybody in Brandon's proud of the band. I see them out there practicing. I think it seems like they're out there all day long for about a month in that hot weather, and they're just terrific, and we're very, very proud of them. So, anyway,
day and night, they're at it day and night.
Exactly. Yep. All right. First day of school this week. How'd it go?
Well, we started school on Wednesday. We have eclipsed the 5,000 student number, so that's a new number for us. We've got as of Wednesday we had 5,002 students. What I would note is overall it was a success. Traffic flow and general pickup drop off around our school zones the first few days is always a little slower than normal. We always want it slow, of course, because we want to keep our kids safe. So obviously we always want it slow. But the first day is always a little slow because people need their pictures. They need to stop in and visit the teacher and take that first day picture and whatnot. So overall, really a successful start to the school year. One of the things that we monitor very closely is our all clear time for our school buses. And I'm proud to say that I think our first day we were all clear by about 4:50 p.m. And the next day we improved a few more minutes. So it's overall been a great start to the year.
Great. I noticed that, we as a city were really concerned about getting that construction done on Holly and Split Rock. And, we just barely made it. And as you've noted to me, it'd be nice to get that construction done over on the south side of south side of Brandon Elementary. And we're working on it. It looks like it's getting ready to pave.
Yeah, absolutely. Growth and improvement brings with it a little bit of pain. There's always some growing pains, and we are completely aware and recognize what you guys are doing down there for improvements and appreciate what you're doing. What I would say is that there was never a doubt regarding the Holly and Split Rock construction, Harry. Never a doubt. At least I didn't have one. But speaking of construction, everyone here tonight obviously could tell we have a very large construction project going on at Brandon Valley High School. We're putting on a 35,000 square foot classroom addition on the east side of Brandon Valley High School. That addition is approximately $10 million, and it certainly is relevant to note that is being completely funded out of capital outlay cash. We take great pride in being fiscally responsible and utilizing the resources that our taxpayers provide to us. And what we've been able to do is manage our finances here the previous years and this year and pay for it completely out of cash and not place any additional burden on our taxpayers. So we are very proud of that, and it's needed. So right now we have about 1,350 kids on site at Brandon Valley High School. The capacity there is about 1,400. So you can see we're really starting to butt up to it. This addition will take us to over 2,000 students. So we'll have the ability to manage our growth moving forward for a lot of years. Obviously, our high school addition is a component of BV Vision 2040, which outlines the facility plan for the Brandon Valley School District over the course of the next couple decades, outlines how we maintain one high school, and everybody continues to bleed black and red.
There you go. Yeah, and do the Lynx way. And, there you go. Okay, well, I appreciate you coming up, and everybody in Brandon is so proud of the Brandon Valley school system. I'm in the real estate business, as you know, and when people call from Texas or wherever it might be, and they're being transferred here to this area, and they do the research, they generally end up wanting to be in Brandon. And so things are going good in the city, and things are going fantastic with the school. So thanks again for all you do, and thank all of your administrators and teachers for us. You just got a great group of people to work with.
Yeah, absolutely. School success is a really dynamic and complex thing, and I would say it takes everyone. Every single person within our system plays a vital role. That includes our parents and our families.
Yep.
That includes our staff. That includes the community as a whole, because I believe the expectations for our school within our community are extremely high. You compound all of that, and it's the magic that makes us go. So certainly appreciate the city, the relationship we have with you as our mayor, and continuing to progress Brandon forward.
Yeah, and how you doing? I might think you told me the other day that you got all your teaching positions full. Didn't have anybody any positions vacant at when the bell rang.
Yeah, we were able to fill all of our classroom teaching positions. I am looking for a speech-language pathologist or a speech-language pathology assistant in the event that someone's out there listening.
All right.
Feel free to give us a call at the central office. We'd love to chat with you. In addition to that, we do have some classified positions open, whether it's child nutrition services, custodial services, education assistants, and of course bus drivers. You can always use a couple extra bus drivers. But if anyone out there is looking for a job, we certainly would encourage them to take a look at our employment website and apply. It's a tremendous place to work with incredible benefits, and we'd love to have you join our team.
Okay. Well, thanks again for stopping up at halftime. Keep up the good work.
Absolutely. Thanks, Harry.
All right.
Go Lynx.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. to it. All right. Well, welcome back to Lynx TV, and what an amazing performance by the Lynx, the Brandon Valley Lynx Marching Band, as they performed Jackpot here at halftime, and then a even better. I can't even. The magnitude of the energy up here with Dr. Larson and the mayor of Brandon, Harry Buck, doing the interview with Dr. Larson, the superintendent of schools. A lot of amazing things happening in the city of Brandon and the school district. Our school district has always been rated right up there with number, right up there 1 or 2. So hats off to the administration and all the teachers that make this possible. We're going to start off this second half as O'Gorman's going to kick it off. They do not try that onside kick, and that's going to be a DeWitt. He's going to scamper up the middle. He breaks open, and he's going to cut it out to the outside up to about the 37-yard line, and that's where the Lynx are going to start off with the football in this second half.
Yeah, Peyton Hagee made a probably a scoring tackle there for the Knights, but that's good field position. It's got to set the offense, give them a little energy coming out of the half, and we'll see how this goes, but it could be an exciting second half here in Brandon.
3-4 defense from the O'Gorman Knights, and actually it's going to be a new quarterback. That's going to be Thuy, it's going to still be Slack. He's going to scamper right up the middle, and it's going to be a big gainer as he's going to bring it across midfield, as that's going to be Lucas Slack still at quarterback. It looked like it was different. I don't know what I was seeing up here, but maybe it was the glare off of the window. That's what I'm going to blame it on.
I would.
The glare.
Yeah. Definitely the glare off of the window of the sun, Ken.
Shotgun formation for Slack, and he's going to have Skyberg right next to him. Motions Nelson from right to left, 2 receivers to his right. O'Gorman showing blitz. They do bring it, but they're going to break it. That's going to be Skyberg. He's going to scamper all the way up to about the 36-yard line. It's going to bring up a second down and 3, maybe 2. But we do have a O'Gorman Knight on the field.
Riley Satter is down, their receiver that's caught 3 touchdowns tonight. Out comes the physical therapist type person for O'Gorman to take a look.
Satter down on the field. It's number 4, the wide receiver for the O'Gorman Knights. Like Bob said, he has 3 touchdowns on the night. Along with Hagee, he's got 1 for 4 touchdowns from Dannenbring from that quarterback position. Offensively for the Lynx was Slack throwing 2 touchdowns, running for 1 and throwing for another one to Langrock, as that's the 2 scores for the Lynx going into halftime, 27-14 in this 11 AAA matchup. Night number 2, because the first game last night was Lincoln at Roosevelt at Howard Wood Field. Lincoln, the number 5 ranked team in the state, beats, I believe. Actually, Roosevelt's not ranked in the top 5, but they beat Roosevelt 29-13 on the opening night. Slack comes out with a trip formation to his right. 1 receiver's to his left. He's got Nelson with him, his fullback tight end. Blitz, and they call it a great keeper from Slack, as that blitz, the linebacker came up from the outside. Guess where the Lynx ran the ball? Right to his hole.
That's why you have the quarterback keeper. It's a run-pass option. And he says, if they're going to give it to me, I'm going to take it right up the middle. And he was just barely tripped up by Hayden Gross of the Knights.
First down Lynx as they're marching down the field. They're at about the 26-yard line. 10:25 to go in this third quarter, as Slack's going to motion his tight end from left to right. That's going to be Nelson, quarterback keeper. He follows Nelson. He's going to try to get the first down. No, it's going to be a little bit short. Is going to be about a gain of 7 yards, so that's going to bring up a super manageable second down and 3 for the Lynx.
I see they made some adjustments at halftime and figured out that they definitely have the advantage right up the gut with their center and 2 guards over top of O'Gorman's nose tackle, which is less than 200 pounds, and they're going to go it until O'Gorman can stop it.
Shotgun formation from Slack again, tight formation as a trip formation. They look at Nelson as the up back. Gives it to Skyberg. No play action. Slack almost falls. He does complete the pass to Nelson as he got tripped up by the turf. Can you get tripped up by the turf?
You very easily get tripped up by the
Right.
turf.
Yep. So that's going to bring up almost a loss. They're not going to call it a loss of yards. It's going to go right back where the second down and 3 was from the 19. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 3. 2 receivers to his right. He's got Skyberg with him in the backfield. They give to Skyberg. He cuts off the left tackle. He's going to be short. That's going to bring up a 4th down and 1. And the hurry-up offense is going to come to the line for the Lynx like they did in the second quarter. Shotgun formation from Slack. Tight formation, quarterback keeper. He's going to get the first down and more. If the ball's on the ground, though, it's going to be O'Gorman ball.
They're certainly excited about it, Ken, and there it is. There's a signal.
Slack has the first down, first turnover of this ball game. We saw as Slack gets the first down, manages more. You can't blame the kid for fighting for more yards as Slack gets the first down, fights for more, but then all of a sudden I see him turning around and looking for a football. The ball's on the ground.
The ball is on the ground, and that's the downside to scrapping for more yards is they're trying to strip it as you're trying to get it. And as it happens, O'Gorman got that particular turnover there.
Dannenbring 4 touchdowns in the first half. He has a pistol formation out of the O'Gorman offense. He motions his tight end, gives it to the running back. No play action. They find number 6. That's going to be Hove for the first down. A quick completion as that was a quick slant pattern from Hove from right to left. And there's that middle of the field again, Bob.
But, I was watching the defense, Ken, and they were taking away the exact middle of the field, so they went to the right hash for that particular pass versus right down the middle.
Shotgun formation out of the pistol. He has an up back along with Jones. Jones gives it to Jones. Jones cuts it up. He's going to gain about 3 or 4 yards, and manageable yards, actually 5 yards for that first down. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 5 for the O'Gorman Knights. Their first 4 possessions and only 4 possessions in the first half ended up in scores, all 4 of those touchdowns. They did miss that extra point on the first opening series, that first touchdown. It is 27-14 O'Gorman. Shotgun formation, bunch formation to his right. That's going to be Dannenbring. Jones is right up in front of him. Quarterback keeper, it is coming. You saw that as is the play action, and he's going to gain about maybe 2 yards, Bob. It's going to bring up a 2nd down in about, let's just call it 3.
And a 3rd down, Ken.
Third down and 3. So he gains 1 yard. That was 2nd down and 4. Clock is under 8 minutes. We're at 7:20 to go in this third quarter. 2-score game. It's only a 13-point difference here. See what adjustments these coaching staffs have made coming out of halftime. That usually is what seals the game for each team. Blitz coming from DeWall. DeWall misses the tackle, but he's going to be short. And is he going to pick it up? Tell me what that side judge is showing.
It's going to be pretty tight. Looks like they're moving, Ken.
So the blitz came from the middle linebacker, Dowd, number 31. He just overran that play a little bit. He had Jones in the backfield and just missed that tackle.
That's going to happen early in the season, and like I said, with 10 new starters. But I see that Satter is back in the game, Ken.
Shotgun formation as Jones is going to get the ball. Great blocking by that offensive line as they're going to go. It looks like going to be a first down again as Jones, number 14 for the Knights, just short of the 50-yard line, still in Lynx territory.
It looks like O'Gorman has kind of decided that they're going to run the ball and they're going to try to wear the defense down and make them run a long series of plays to tire them out.
Shotgun formation, Dannenbring with the quarterback keeper. He's been lethal with the ball in the air and on the ground. He's going to pick up 8 yards, crosses midfield, 2nd down and 2.
The offensive line for O'Gorman has made a slight adjustment to what they were doing, and they're trying to get the gaps right up the middle, either to the right or to the left of the center. And there seems to be some spot there. They're going to force the linebackers to come up to try to support that.
Shotgun formation for Dannenberg, 3 receivers to his left, along with Jones to his left. Drops back, looks to fire, and it looks like number 6, Hove.
Flag. There is a flag on the play there.
To me, that's incidental because you don't trip. So he actually went down because it's his hamstring. I think he went down on, and I don't know how you call. I'm not going to go there, but I do not throw that flag because it's incidental. There was no hands on him or anything. It looks like almost he cramped up, and that's why he fell. I don't even think he was tripped, to be honest with you, Bob.
Well, I was right on that play, Ken. Now, there are many times where they'll say that that's incidental contact. On that particular one, they chose to say that really stopped him from a touchdown.
So that's going to be a pass interference, Bob, and folks. That's going to be a first down. I'm just going to – I'll be quiet on that one.
It's one of those that they chose to call tonight, Ken.
First down and 10 for the O'Gorman Knights. They're going to start with that penalty, the pass interference, at about the 28-yard line.
Right now, the O'Gorman offense has got some momentum. We really need the defense to step up and make a key play, at least for some loss of yards. But they're going right up the middle with it. They're not doing anything fancy. They're running right up the gut.
28-yard line, 1st and 10 for the O'Gorman Knights. Dannenberg out of the shotgun, 2 receivers to his left. He also has Jones in the backfield. Motions his wide receiver. That's going to be number 4, Satter. He's got 3 touchdowns on the night. They go deep for number 11, and that's going to be incomplete, as that's going to be one of the few incompletions for Dannenberg on this evening. He overthrows. Good coverage from the Lynx secondary. That's going to be number 23, Brees, on the coverage.
You know, they played 2 deep coverage on that pass, Ken. The safety was back covering deep, and the defensive back on this side was playing underneath, so he was going to have to make a perfect pass to get there. So that's a little change in the coverage from what we've seen earlier.
Pistol formation. He's got Satter up in front of him as the fullback. Satter's played multiple positions in this offense. Shotgun formation for him. Dannenberg, they motion everything to the right, coming back to the left. Option, no. Timeout. Timeout, O'Gorman, 2nd down and 10 from the 28-yard line, coming off that incompletion, Bob. Let's go over our sponsors here quick while we have a timeout.
All right, our pride sponsors for this year is Architecture Incorporated, Henkel Electronic Materials, LLC, McDonald's, Michael's Fence, Horizon Pet Care, First Interstate Bank, and Brandon Plumbing and Heating. Our founding sponsors, Alliance Communications, American Family Insurance, Josh Koob Agency, Brandon Ace Hardware, Brandon Lumber Company, Brandon Pharmacy, Heartland Funeral Home, Sunshine Food Stores, and Today's Family Dentistry. Our anchor sponsors are Avera Medical Group, McGreevy Brandon, First Dakota National Bank, Sanford Brandon Family Medicine and Children's Clinic, and Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. And our platinum sponsors, Alliance Communications, Coca-Cola Bottling, Midco Communications, Sanford Health, and Sioux Valley Energy. Thank you, sponsors, for making tonight's game and all of the shows this year very possible. We do very much appreciate it.
We have commentators. Todd Long is one of our commentators that does the girls' basketball games, and they also they do the team over there. They do volleyball games, so tune into that. Soccer games also. That was earlier today. Shotgun formation for Dannenberg. He's going to end around. Oh, they fake that. They take that end around. I saw the number 12 coming around the outside. That's going to be on the carry on the end around. Number 12 for O'Gorman.
Henry Theobald
with the carry, so that's a little wrinkle to that read option that they do in the backfield. They bring that wide receiver from the wide side, and a big 3rd down, 3rd and 8 as the crowd comes to their feet. Little miscommunication from Dannenberg to Satter, And there's a play action, pop over the middle, touchdown Satter. Satter's 4th touchdown. As Satter's the up back, they just sneak him through there. Touchdown O'Gorman, 33-14, 4:50 to go. 3rd quarter. Dannenbring with his 3rd touchdown of the night. The O'Gorman Knights have now scored on all 5 of their offensive possessions. They ate that clock up in the 3rd quarter there, Bob.
You know, it was a long, sustaining drive. It's tiring out the defense, and the offense is coming through. And the one thing I noticed on that one on Satter, he kind of did a chip block in the middle of the line, and just like he was blocking to help out, and all of a sudden it parted way, and it was right there.
Peyton Hagee on for the extra point. It is good. It is now a 20-point game, 3-score game, 34-14, 4:50 to go. Time of possession was all the Knights there started this 3rd quarter. So how did they respond offensively? As that was a beautiful play call as Satter was the up back there, as he's in the backfield there. We've seen him on the wide receiver. We've seen him on multiple formations. There he was the up back in the backfield out of the pistol formation as Dannenbring was back there with Jones, his running back. They play action at 3rd and 8. Satter sneaks right by the middle linebacker. Both safeties are peeling themselves out, in coverage. Satter right up the middle, touchdown.
Yeah, and you can't fault that. That was a beautifully thrown pass. It was an excellent designed play.
So your score again, 34-14 in this opening night for the Lynx and O'Gorman. 11 AAA matchup, number 1 ranked team in the preseason. Your Lynx going up against the number 4 team right now, and O'Gorman and the 11 AAA preseason rankings. And there's the kick. It's going to be a pooch kick. The up back's going to take it. He's going to take it about the 25, gets up to the 30, 33. And remember, that long possession came off of a great possession from the Lynx offense as they were driving inside the red zone, Bob, and Slack gains that first down. He gains another 3-4 yards, and then all of a sudden the first turnover of the game happens, and then the Knights get the ball, and they drive the full length of the field. Shotgun formation for Slack. He's got 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. He also got Skyberg with him. No, that's going to be Nelson. They find number 10, Langrock. They got to find him more and more in this game. He's a really good receiver. He's going to gain about 8 yards, brings up a 2nd down and 2.
You know, he didn't see his first option wasn't open, and he went to the second action to Langrock and threw a nice ball there. There's nothing wrong with their offense. They're moving the ball. They just got to continue, and they got to put some scores on the board, and they just got to start stringing those together.
And offensively, you don't have to abandon the run. You got to keep them honest. 3 receivers, 2 slacks left. He's also got Nelson within the blocking back. Play action. He's going to go up top to Langrock, and it's just going to be overshot on Langrock there. Incomplete, brings up a 3rd down and 2. That's a good – I like what Coach Zur is doing there. He's taking the shot on 2nd down and 2 where you can. Now you manage that ball and go get the first down. That's the second time, though, that Slack has overshot Langrock. We know in the first half, up the seam, Langrock poked open 2, and it was incomplete. Shotgun formation for Slack. He's empty formation, tight formation from the left. Slack motions his wide receiver, gives it. No, it's going to be a quarterback keeper. First down, Slack.
And I think that this was 4 down at this point in time, Ken, with the score and the time on the clock. It was 4 down territory, so it was good that he took the shot there. But they were focusing on the guy coming across the deal and had a nice run up the middle.
It's going to be interesting to see. So you got to play the score. Okay, you don't want to chase the scoreboard, but you got to play the clock. Now, is Brandon Valley going to go up to a hurry-up offense? Every time you move the chains, the stop of clock happens. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers to Slack's right. Are they going to call a timeout? No, the penalty on the field. I believe it's going to be a false start on Brandon Valley. So right now, I think in the penalty scoreboard, Brandon Valley has 3 penalties. We saw the big pass interference on that last drive by the Lynx defense. I think right now O'Gorman's committed 1 penalty in this game. Shotgun formation for Slack, empty formation. 2 receivers to his left and right. He's going to drop back, fumbles the snap, picks it up, tip pass, almost intercepted. We've seen that now 3 times, Bob. Tip passes from that defensive line for O'Gorman.
You know, they know that they're not getting deep penetration, so I think what they're being coached is to get what you can, but get the ball, watch the quarterback all of a sudden and get your hands in there and see if you can tip something where the defense can pick it off. They were fortunate that it wasn't any deeper.
It's going to bring up a second down and about 15 there as the Lynx with that penalty brings it up second down in the tip ball there on first down. Shotgun formation. Nelson's with Slack in the backfield. Motions his receiver from left to right. That's going to be Alpers. And now we got a spread formation. Looks back and tipped again as that's going to be tipped by number 34. And that's going to be Ratzlaff. They're in a 3-4 defense, folks. So it means 3 defensive linemen, 4 linebackers, and the linebackers are also getting their hands on the ball.
They are. They're kind of covering that middle spot of the field that O'Gorman's using. They're saying, hey, we're going to try to knock those down.
3rd down and 15. The biggest 3rd down of this game is happening right now. You do not want to give the ball back to that offense. The O'Gorman Knights offense has scored all 5 possessions. Slack fights back. Big completion. That's going to be manageable where they can go for it on 4th down. It's going to be a pickup of about 12 yards. It's going to bring up 4th down and 3.
They got to go for it here, Ken. A punt's not going to help you out a tremendous amount here with the way the offense is going. So you got to try to give the quarterback a chance.
One beautiful thing about that 3rd down, it did stop the clock as your receiver Nelson goes out of bounds. Shotgun formation for Slack. He's got Skyberg now in the game. Motions all 3 of his receivers in the tight end over from right to left. He's going to keep it. Skyberg, he's not going to get it. Ooh. Slack is going to be stuffed as Slack. So Skyberg was going to the outside, his lead back, okay, and Slack cut it up and didn't find anything. If he keeps it and goes to the outside, he gets that first down and follows Skyberg. That's going to be a turnover on downs. O'Gorman's ball.
You know, that's one of those deals when you're running. You kind of go to the path that you think is going to get you there, and he tried to cut it up, and they had that shut off.
So far this evening, Dannenbring in that offense, 5 touchdowns, 5 possessions, 5 of them have come from the air from Dannenbring to his receivers. Shotgun formation, gives it to Jones. Jones cuts it back up. It's going to be a gain of about 5. O'Gorman will take that all night.
They're going to, and you're going to see with Gorman got a lead, they're going to start to pound the ball up the middle, get those linebackers to suck up and support that, and then bang.
2nd down and 5, under 3 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. A lot of game left. Don't look at the scoreboard, folks. There's a ton of game left. Things can change real quick in a football game. Shotgun formation for Dannenbring. He's got Jones to his left, his up back. He's going to motion, I believe. No, he's going to keep him there as the up back. Yeah, no, they're going to motion it, and it's going to be a fumble. Ooh, that is the fumble that you needed. We just talked about things can change real quick. That almost changed this aspect of the field position and a turnover there.
Yeah, because when he snapped it, the motion person happened to be right there and it hit his leg, and he got a fortuitous bounce because that person was able to grab that ball.
Shotgun formation will be Dannenbring. He has not went under center this whole game. He's got Jones to his right. He's got a receiver to his left and right. He's going to motion. It's going to be back to a trip formation to the right. And he's going to drop back. Heavy pressure.'s got his receiver, and great recovery by, let's see the number there. I think it's going to be 29 for the Lynx. And
you're looking for Drake Jellema.
Drake Jellema with a great recovery there. But the Knights, they're going to put the punting team out. This is the first time this punting team has been out. You got to watch for the fake. We've seen already an onside kick in the second quarter, Bob, by that coaching staff across the field there. You got to be ready for anything. Number 1's going to be back. That's going to be Hagee.
But he's also a weapon.
And there's the punt. Fair catch by, it's going to be Langrock. Fair caught at the 10, and that's where your Lynx offense is going to start. So now, your defense held. Offensively, you got to put up something on the board. We have a night down on the field. That's going to be the punter, Peyton Hagee, number 1. It looks like he's going to. I think he's going to cramp again, because he cramped on that pass interference. Remember?
Yep.
Well, he's cramping right now too.
And yeah, you can kind of tell the way he's kind of moving the tip of his looks like right foot, the way he's holding it. It wouldn't surprise me if they hold that up and stretch that one out.
Yeah, it's that same leg, so that's going to stop the clock and stop play here on this beautiful evening. When you stepped outside, I think it's about 70, maybe 68 degrees.
It is.
You like that? I said 70, 68.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's very adept at that. And I'm noticing that earlier today the flags were whipping pretty hard, and I'm looking at the United States flag over there, and it's dropped straight down.
Yeah, so barely any wind on this field, and Slack has some weapons there. We know when you put out the receivers in Bonwell Whitty, and you have Langrock and Anderson, Singletary. We've seen Singletary a little bit, Alpers. You have some weapons there. We have to be able to find them. That in that 3-4 defense, they may bring one or two outside linebackers once in a while, but they're dropping those linebackers, so they're making it real difficult to complete anything over the middle. So you got to get it above those linebackers in that 3-4. Shotgun formation for Slack. He's going to have Nelson and he's going to have Skyberg in the backfield with him. 2 receivers to his right. He's going to give it to Skyberg. Skyberg finds nothing, and it's going to bring up a second down, and he gains about 1 yard, so they're going to give him 1, maybe 2, as he fights for another yard. That's going to bring up a second down and 9, so he's going to gain 1 under 1:15 to go in the third quarter. Skyberg comes off the field in number 11. Alpers is going to come back into the ball game, the another wide receiver. We're going to go into a spread formation when Alpers comes in at the slot receiver. Shotgun formation from Slack. He's got Nelson in the backfield to help him block. And he's going to look over the middle, and just it wasn't a bad throw, Bob. Everybody's going to say it.
No, it was not a bad throw. He jumped the route perfectly and timed it perfectly. Well, that was not a bad throw.
Yeah, well, I was watching the receiver, and this may be a freshman mistake, okay? But Bonwell Whitty is a freshman, number 5. He went above. You got to cut that slant pattern underneath the defender. He went above the defender there. Slack was anticipating him going underneath, and that's where he threw the ball. Slack threw the ball to a spot.
Yes, absolutely he did. And, again, the defender knew that where the route was going, and he cut underneath it and took that away from a freshman. That's going to happen. But you know what? He's going to be a good receiver.
So that's going to be a defensive touchdown. That's going to put it 40-14 on the interception. And on to kick is going to be number 48, Haas. 28, and they changed kickers there. And so it's going to be number 28, Ford O'Gorman.
Santiago
Diaz up and good, 41-14 now with 46 seconds to go in the third quarter. You got to recover, offense. Offense has got to recover there. That was just, sometimes inexperience will happen there, and you can't. Slack's going to put it. Good quarterbacks put it on a spot. They don't put it on the receiver. They anticipate that the receiver is going to be at that spot because that's what they're trained to do. It's a little inexperience from the wide receiver position there that creates that interception.
It is, and the quarterback's expecting that receiver to go 7 yards and cut at a 45-degree angle towards the center of the field. And if you go 8 yards and do that, that defensive back's got that extra yard to slip in there and get that pass.
And you could see, number 5, Bonwell Whitty, kind of hesitate on his route too, because he was going to run right into that defender. Well, you got to cut underneath that. You got to watch your defender. Well, you grow and you learn, right? And that's what we do.
That's absolutely what we do. But again, it's what are they going to do between here and the rest of the game to learn from where they're at and carry into next week. You can hang your head, or you can come back and let's start making some plays and carry some momentum into next week.
Back deep is going to be Bonwell Whitty and DeWitt back deep. And there's the up kick, a squib kick. Oh, it looks like O'Gorman's going to get it. So it's going to work on the squib kick as the special teams now comes into play. The defense has got to come back out into the field.
Yep, they finally called it.
Yeah, you could see that they did not recover. The Lynx did not recover there at about the 29-yard line. They were reaching for the ball, and here comes an O'Gorman Knight swooping right in and grabs it. Defense is on the field again, 41-14 right now, 40 seconds to go, third quarter.
Yeah, it's like I said, the defense just got to settle down. Let's make some plays. Let's get the ball back for the offense so we can see what we can do this next series here. That's all we can concentrate on this next series.
Dannenbring, Jones, 3 receivers to their left, 1 to their right, and play action. They're going for another shot as they were anticipating that a great coverage, though, by Bisbee as Dannenbring was looking for his wide receiver. So they were anticipating that the Lynx were going to come heavy against the run, okay? Anticipating the run, they take a shot and complete. Second down and 10.
Yeah, like I said, that was O'Gorman's shot. They took a surprise throw over the middle versus just run the ball and, chew up the clock. Looks like they ran the ball, and looks like they've got a gain of about 2 yards on the play.
Dannenbring to Jones, 2 yards, and that's going to bring up a third down now. And about 8 yards to go from about the 27-yard line.
All right, the defense needs a stop here, and they can get that stop.
O'Gorman's going to allow that clock to go into the fourth quarter as it's been all O'Gorman coming out of halftime in the third quarter as they've scored now 3 touchdowns in this second quarter, 1 defensively, and we've seen a couple turnovers, and that's what turnovers are going to do, especially on offense. We saw early in the third quarter, I know it's in the back of some people's minds, but a lot of people probably forgot that the Lynx were starting out. They started out with the ball in the third quarter, okay? A beautiful drive going down the field. It's a 2-score game. And getting inside the red zone, slack with a quarterback, keeper gets it, goes for about 3 or 4 more yards, fumble. And that's when things started to spiral a little bit, and that's where we're at.
Yeah, that's tough. When you get the first turnover of the game, and I believe that was the first turnover, that can change momentum for some teams, and some of them take advantage of it, and some don't get that advantage. But now it's time for the defense to step up and see if they can force a fourth down here and get the ball back and see what they can do here.
And defense has started to make adjustments. In the third quarter, they did get the stop. Now O'Gorman's 5 for 6 on their possessions with scores, along with that defensive touchdown that we saw. And we've seen so much of Dannenbring tonight. He is so far the MVP of this game. It's going to bring up a third down and 8 from about the 27, 28-yard line. And that's where O'Gorman's going to start off with the fourth quarter. Big defensive stand for the Lynx as they're going to come out in that traditional 4-3 defense. 2 receivers to Dannenbring's left. Satter is in the slot. He's going to move towards the X-wide receiver. They're going to motion Jones to the left, now trips. Empty formation for Dannenbring. Dannenbring looks back. He's going to find Satter up top, and a beautiful throw, and it is a touchdown. That you cannot defend that any better, but you can't throw that any better either. Dannenbring to Satter. We could see it develop from up here. You saw it was what they call as a wheel route. Satter's sitting inside in the slot, You have the X receiver on his outside, and all of a sudden they cross paths, and he goes to the outside. Beautiful coverage, though, by the Lynx. Even better throw.
You know, just like in the first half, Ken, I told you when we're on break, he threw that ball and he dropped it into the bucket where only his player's going to get it.
We're seeing a pretty special quarterback here tonight.
He's having one heck of a game, that's for certain.
He's now thrown for, I believe, is it 6 touchdowns? I know everything's coming through the air, so
I think
it's actually been 5. Yeah, it's going to be 6 touchdowns. So 6 touchdowns from Dannenbring, and it's going to be 5 touchdowns on the reception end from Satter, number 4, his number 1 target. From the wide receiver position, from the fullback position, wherever Satter is, you better be covering him because he's going to him. And so that's going to be 6 touchdowns. We've seen a host of yards from Dannenbring on the ground too.
Yeah, he's definitely a dual threat quarterback, and you got to respect the run. And when he fakes the run and all of a sudden he drops a pass like that, the defense was there. He just threw it up over the top and it dropped right into the bucket, as they say.
Yeah, and so Satter ran a beautiful route. We talked about it's kind of a wheel route from that slot position. He kind of wheel it out to the outside. He starts in the slot from the left-hand side. That means what we're talking about is X and Y wide receiver. So X is on the outside, Y is in the inside, or you can call it a Z. And he just goes to the outside. He kind of bubbles it and goes to the outside a wheel. So touchdown, Dannenbring. Go ahead.
So not only does he run the ball and he throws the ball, now he's kicking off.
That is a good point. Dannenbring on to kick. They're going to pooch kick it, but that's going to be the up back. That's going to be Bonwitty. He can break it open. He is met at about the 30-yard line, and that's where the Lynx are going to start on offense.
You know, that was a good run back. They got some positive yards there. Now we just need to see Brandon come out and let's put a good series together. Now let's get some points on the board, get a little confidence.
48-14, 11:44 to go against the number 1 ranked team in the preseason. We're going to throw that all out the window after tonight. That's my guess on all these games tonight, don't you think?
I would think
in the 11 AAA.
11 AAA, there could be some shakeup tonight.
Shotgun formation from Slack. He's going to keep it. He's going to scamper up the middle. He's going to gain about 7, maybe 8 yards, and he's going to be pushed back, but it's going to be a gain of 9. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 1 for Slack as they're going to go back into the huddle. 11:30 to go in this ball game.
You know, that was a well-executed play. They blocked well right up the middle. They didn't take him. They didn't cover him. They were covering the receivers, and he said, hey, I'll take 9 yards.
Number 4 ranked team in the preseason comes into the 22nd annual Pigskin Classic and is putting on a show on offense. Shotgun formation for Slack. He swings it over to number 11. It's going to be dropped. That's going to be your wide receiver. Excuse me. It's going to be Alpers. Alpers with the drop ball. It's going to be now 3rd down and 1 with 10:59 to go.
This is definitely 4-down territory. They're gonna try to probably run it here, and if they don't get it, they'll try to another play here. But they need to keep the ball going and try to gain some momentum.
The clock is stopped with that incompletion. Now Slack, he's going to be in an empty formation, 2 receivers to his left and 2 to his right. We'll see if it's a quarterback keeper here as they're looking for it. Both linebackers are pinned. No, it's going to be putting it up in the air. That's going to be number 9. That's going to be Anderson with the completion. And a 1st down. It's going to stop the clock as the chains are going to move. 10:54 to go. 4th quarter, 48-14.
Yeah, Sam Marsh did a nice job of containing the gain there for the tackle for the Knights.
Anderson he's had a couple catches on this evening. Him and Lingrock have really been the receivers that have been catching the ball tonight for your Lynx. Shotgun formation, empty package again for Slack. He's got 2 receivers to his right, 1 tight end to his right also. Snaps the ball. Dropping back, rolls right. Heavy pressure from number 23, hits his number 11. The slot receiver, that's going to be Alpers. Alpers coming from left to right across the field, crossing pattern. And actually, that pressure actually helped Slack in that rollout.
It was, because the defensive end for O'Gorman crashed on the outside and opened up that whole side of the field.
Right.
And that was a great run. Great catch, great run. 9-yard gain. Got a 2nd and 1.
2nd and 1 from the 41 as your Lynx offense is driving, crossing the 50-yard line. 3 receivers, 2 slacks left. He's got Nelson with him, 1 to his right. Blitz heavy from number 23 again. Who is that number 23, Bob? There's a tip pass, but Langrock almost caught it for the first down. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 1.
Sam Jacobson seems to be applying the pressure for O'Gorman, and looks like there was pretty much no gain or no incomplete pass. So we've got, is it 3rd or 4th down, Ken?
So
I was thinking it was 3rd down before.
Yeah,
We shall see.
It's 3rd and 1. Jacobson from his linebacker position, they're blitzing him heavy. Now he's coming from the right to left. They're going to blitz him. No, he's going to stay in coverage. They're going to stay back. They're only going to bring 3. No, here comes Jacobson again. And the Lynx run it with the quarterback keeper for Slack. He's going to pick up the first down in about 15 yards to tack on to that 16-yard gain. And they looked at how Jacobson's blitzing all the time. He went from right to left from his linebacker position, number 23 for O'Gorman, and he went to the left side. So where did Brandon Valley run that quarterback keeper? To the left where he wasn't.
Yep.
Good play by the offensive staff as Zur, the offensive coordinator, calling the plays up here in the booth. Shotgun formation as Slack with 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right, motions Nelson. They're looking for Nelson on the bubble. No, they're going to hit Anderson underneath that screen, and that's going to bring up a 2nd down and about 6.
That was a good, safe pass, almost like a run. And you picked up a good chunk of yards, and it's a safe play, and they're moving the football, gaining some momentum.
Slack's going to look to the sideline for the play call. Huddles his team. Under 9:45 to go in this ball game, 48-14. The number 4 ranked team in the state in 11 AAA comes to town on this 22nd annual Pigskin Classic, and it is a 48-14 lead. O'Gorman. Shotgun formation from Slack, moves his Alpers left to right, rolls out, beautiful block from Nelson, and Slack's going to keep it. He's going to gain the first down, gets out of bounds, stops the clock. The clock's going to be stopped at about 9:16 to go. Play clock is sitting at 35 seconds. They're going to move the chains, first down.
That was a excellent play by the quarterback. He saw where the flags were at. He got past the flags, got out of bounds to stop the clock, saved some precious time, and the offense is moving now. Is O'Gorman, are they going to do anything to change that? But it's all been to the far side of the field when the defensive end has crashed and the quarterback's kind of got outside.
3 receivers, 2 slacks right. He's got Nelson at tight end, Skyberg with him in the backfield. Play action, drops back. He's going to find his receiver. No, he's going to heavy pressure, gets out of it right up the middle. He's going to gain at least 4 yards on there, and that's going to bring up a 2nd down in about 6, maybe 7.
He broke a couple of tackles there. He was getting some heavy pressure there from the O'Gorman defense. So they're starting to bring it a little bit, starting to get to the quarterback a bit. So got to see if they can take advantage of that.
Under 9 minutes to go in this ball game. Skyberg back there with Slack. We've seen a lot of that tonight with Nelson also, and they're going to motion Anderson from right to left. Trip formation with Nelson, the tight end. They're going to look to Nelson, gets it out to Nelson, and that's going to be a first down. No, they're going to mark him out of bounds just short, about 2 yards. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 2.
O'Gorman is taking away the middle of the field. They're making him throw to the outside. Slack is not even looking to this side of the field, so O'Gorman can kind of narrow him down, and they say, hey, take your 4, take your 5. We're taking 4 to 5 minutes off the clock. I think they're okay with that if they want to keep doing it.
Shotgun formation again, heavy package as they're going to go actually out of the pistol. Moving Anderson right to left. He's got Nelson and Skyberg right to his right. Nelson the up back. Let's see if they run it. No, it's going to be play action. They're going to go up to Langrock. Langrock with a beautiful catch, but he's going to be pushed out of bounds. It's going to bring up a 4th down and about 2. They're going to say 3. 4th down and 3, and the Lynx are going to go for it.
Yeah, they have to here, Ken. Try to give the offense, build up some confidence. And but that was a good one-on-one defensive play out there. The receiver had the chances, but they were just out of bounds.
So far tonight, we haven't seen from the offensive side of the ball for the Lynx somebody really, really grabbing the horns and really leading the offense. Let's see who does that here in the next 8 minutes and 23 seconds. Shotgun formation, Nelson up the up back, and he's going to drop back. No, he doesn't like what he sees. He's going to roll left. He's got the wheels. He's going to look for the end zone. No, he's going to cut back in. Is that going to be a first down? It is. It's going to move the chain, so it's going to be first and goal from the 4-yard line. Slack was looking down the field. Beautiful protection from that offensive line. He rolled left and went and got the first down with his legs.
Do you know why that was successful, Ken, other than Slack's ability?
Go ahead.
There was no defense on this side of the hash, and it was more wide open. He got it with his legs here. They were all in the middle of the hash and out because that's where they've been throwing
going.
the ball.
Right. Nelson motioning, and Slack's going to motion Anderson from right to left. Nelson, the up back. They're going to give it to Skyberg. Skyberg's going to cut it back in. Is that going to be a touchdown? It's going to be close. They're going to push it down to about the 1. They're going to say just short. Second and goal from the 1. 7:35 to go in the fourth quarter. Hurry up offense as the Lynx are going to go right to the line of scrimmage. Slack going to be a quarterback keeper to the left. You know what's coming. And they do not stop it. Slack in for a touchdown. It's going to be a 48-20 ball game. Slack's second touchdown of the ball game with his feet. He's thrown one also through the air. 48-20. Let's see if they go for 2. No, they're going to put the field goal or the extra point team on the field as Haas, number 48, is going to come on to kick the extra point. He's a left-handed kicker. Excuse me, left-footed. I said handed, Bob, and it's going to be off. Heavy pressure by number 12 for the O'Gorman Knights, and that's going to be number 12. Give me a name on that, Bob.
How about Henry Theobald, the guy we've been talking about on this end too?
Theobald.
Yep.
There you go. Number 12, heavy pressure, kind of makes that kick go lopsided if that's what we're going to see. But remember, so let's play the what if game. We're down 28, right?
Yep.
Okay. Onside kick. You got 3 timeouts.
I would.
Okay.
What are you going to do if you don't?
Okay.
You're not risking anything to try to get a huge reward.
Okay. So let's put our coaching hats on. Okay. Our defense has been pretty beat up in this game. Okay, by a really, really potent offense. I mean, you're looking at a wide receiver that has 5 touchdowns. A quarterback that's thrown 6 touchdowns, probably gained 150 yards on the ground, probably 400 through the air. Probably a quarterback that's teetering on about 600 yards total offense. Now you see the quarterback back there, Dannenbring, and they're looking for the onside kick.
Yeah, they got the hands team in there.
And there it is. It's a high bounce. That's what you want, but that's going to be number 6. He's going to grab it for the Knights.
Jack Hove.
That's going to be Hove. He has a touchdown in this game also. The one touchdown that Satter did not catch, Hove caught it.
That he did.
Boy, that's been a lethal combination tonight, hasn't it?
It is, and the running game has set up that between Dannenbring and Jones.
And Satter.
But that's set up the passing.
Oh, yeah. Jones in the backfield with Dannenbring, in which he's going to be right now, as he has an up back also. That's going to be Satter. Satter kind of plays that wing back also besides wide receiver. They're going to give it to Jones. Big pressure. I believe that's going to be by number 30. Number 30 for the Lynx defensively is going to be Bortnam. Bortnam with a big tackle brings up a second down and about 14. They're going to say 15. Under 7 minutes to go, 6:50 to go in this ball game, 48-20.
Well, I can tell you
Nice.
that there's some people out there that are probably saying, why is O'Gorman still have their starting quarterback in? That shows you how much respect they have for the Brandon Valley team and their ability to score fast.
That is true. As there goes Dannenbring on the keeper. He's going to be tripped up. The ball's on the ground. And they're going to say that Dannenbring was down.
Well, I think it was recovered by number 16, the Sullivan Schlimgen.
So that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 9 from about the 44-yard line. As the Knights are moving left to right, Dannenbring with the keeper. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers to his left and 1 to his right. He's going to have Jones with him in the backfield. Heavy pressure. They're going to swing it over to number 16, and I believe that's going to be a 1st down for the Knights. That's going to move the chains.
It's going to be right there. It's going to be real close.
That's going to be Schlimgen on the reception from Dannenbring.
And that is just enough.
So typically when you do not win the turnover battle in football games, you don't win football games. Am I correct?
That seems to be a pattern.
Okay. So right now, 2 turnovers against. The Lynx have committed 2 turnovers, and the Knights none. Shotgun formation gives it to Jones. He breaks a tackle. He's going to scamper. He's going to run it in for a touchdown as he split the defense. Great running by Jones. He is a weapon also in that backfield. That's number 14, the running back for the Knights. He goes into the end zone and makes it a 54-20 ball game.
You know, that was a lot of it was on the running back. He got into that second tier and he broke that, or basically outran the coverage, and he was off to the races.
So Haas is going to be on for the extra point. It is a 54-20 ball game, 5:12 to go. You got to go back to the drawing board defensively. Teams, what happens here, Bob, is teams see this film. Okay, they're going to have film. You got to regroup. You got to find out what's going to work on defense and what's not. Same with offense. You got 20 points on the board. You would hope that when you put 20 points on the board that you're right in the ball game. Tonight they're not in the ball game. They're down 35, but you go back to the drawing board. One thing I know about this Brandon Valley team, they get better and better and better throughout the season every year. That's been the tradition here. Just better. I've seen them go 0-1 before, and then go and win a championship, a state title. So you can't scoreboard watch, folks. It's just not their night tonight, and so we got to go back to the drawing board practices. This coaching staff is phenomenal, Coach Christensen and his staff, and they will get things right and make sure this team is ready next week.
You know, the other thing to look at is O'Gorman's quarterback is having a heck of a night. They got a receiver that's got 4 or 5 touchdowns. All aspects of the game seem to be working for them. You next week you might not have that combination of players and their abilities. So you got to kind of have short-term memory on games like this.
Yeah, and next Friday the Lynx are gonna be at Harrisburg, 6:00 game. They call it the Tiger Bowl over there in Harrisburg High School. Remember the last time the Lynx faced Harrisburg, it was in a championship game. The quarterback was pretty special. He went on to go to the Gophers there in Knuth. So that's going to be a heck of a ball game there next week also.
I totally agree.
Bon Witty, he's going to keep the ball, and he's going to get it up to about the 26-yard line, and that's where the Lynx offense is going to start. So for the Lynx, they're going to go to Harrisburg, and they're going to be on the road for a little while here as they're going to go out to Rapid City also the week after on the 10th of September, and then actually they're going to be back at home against Roosevelt, and then we got a string of 3 games at home, Rapid City, Stevens, and Pierre comes to town also. Shotgun formation, that's going to be Thuy, I believe. Thui's in the backfield now, the new quarterback for the Lynx, and that's going to be a carry of about 2 yards. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 8.
So they're giving somebody an opportunity here to see if he can energize the offense. When you say that you look at the scoreboard and it's got 20 points, all last year they averaged about 23 points a game.
And you're talking about the Lynx, right?
You're talking about the Lynx here. So they're not offensively, they're not far off of what they did all last year. And they did pretty well last year.
Yep. And
they run into a buzzsaw tonight.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. They ran into a buzzsaw.
Well, and sometimes I don't say, kids are overconfident and stuff like that, but, you're ranked number one. They know that. They know that walking into this game. This night is a big night here in Brandon, South Dakota, as we had the Pigskin. We had you should have seen last night at the elementary school, the high school, all the first through sixth graders, all the schools, they all had a big dodgeball tournament. And so my boy was involved in that, and that was pretty fun. It's just been, a couple days of constant go and a lot of excitement in the town. And so hats off to everybody that organizes that. The Brandon Valley Booster Club has done a tremendous job in what they do in this community and for this school. And hats off to them also with the program. Thuy in the shotgun formation. He's going to have two receivers to his left and right.
We hope to see something positive here as they drop back to pass.
Completion.
Looks like it's a nice completion. And they're going to be enough for the first down, it looks like. It sure does. They're going to move the chains here. That was a nice pass, nice safe pass, good catch, and they turned the ball and ran it upfield for some positive yardage.
We saw Thuy last year. He had some playing time when he was just a sophomore last year. Had some playing time when Slack went down in the actual game last year in the early part of the season. Thuy, shotgun formation, two receivers to his left, drops back. He's going to roll right, heavy pressure. He's going to look to keep it, and he's going to be brought down by a O'Gorman Knight. I don't know the number here, but I believe it's going to be
they got a lot of new players.
Number 32.
Looks like you've got Creighton Roush.
Creighton Roush on the tackle, number 32. Shotgun formation.
You're going to see a lot of new players in for the defense and the offense, for that matter.
Shotgun formation for the Lynx. Thuy with trips to his left. Stoppage of play as 2:46 illegal substitution on the defense. 5-yard penalty, so that's going to bring it in manageable second down now. Second down and 7 from the 44. Thuy drops back. He's going to heavy pressure, gets out of it, scrambles to the left, and he's going to be brought down just short of the first down. It's going to bring up a third down and 1.
That was an excellent scramble. He could have got brought down, broke through an arm tackle, and made some good positive yards. Now they've got basically 2 down here to get that 1 yard.
Ball spotted at the 49-yard line, 2:13 to go, 22 seconds on the play clock. Shotgun formation, 3 receivers to Thuy's right, 1 receiver, and he's going to give it to his up back. That's going to be number 27, and he breaks a whole bunch of tackles, actually 3 tackles, and that's going to be number 27, the running back for the Lynx.
Evan Gray. Evan Gray.
Evan Gray with the first down, and a great run by Gray as we have a Knight down on the field. We're going to go over our sponsors again before we leave this broadcast.
All right, you got our Pride sponsors. You've got Architecture Incorporated, Hinkle Electronics Materials LLC, McDonald's, Michael's Fence, Horizon Pet Care, First Interstate Bank, and Brandon Plumbing and Heating. Our founding sponsors, we've got Alliance Communication, American Family Insurance, Josh Koob Agency, Brandon Ace Hardware, Brandon Lumber Company, Brandon Pharmacy, Heartland Funeral Home, Sunshine Food Stores, and Today's Family Dentistry. On the anchor sponsors, we've got Avera Medical Group, McGreevy and Brandon, First Dakota National Bank, Sanford Brandon Valley Medicine and Children Clinic, Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, and our platinum sponsors. We've got Alliance Communications, Coca-Cola Bottling, Midco Communications, and Sanford Health, and Sioux Valley Energy. Thank you to all of our sponsors for making all of this possible.
So we have an O'Gorman Knight down on the field. We'll get you a number here in just 1 second and a name. And it is a 55-20 ball game. We will maybe we can get some scores from around the 11 AAA, but they'll be posted obviously tomorrow. And we're going to have a scramble on the number 1 ranked team to the number 4 and number 3, number 2. It's going to be bunched together now, Bob, and we're going to scramble out of this first weekend of AAA football.
Because you had in the preseason you had number 1 versus number 4, Brandon versus O'Gorman. You've got number 2 versus number 3 in Harrisburg versus Jefferson, and then you've got out West River. You've got Sioux Falls, Washington, Rapid City, and you've got Sturgis Brown and Rapid City Central. So there's a lot of games going, and they're all going surprisingly on a Saturday night versus Friday night. But in the AAAs, that seems to be a lot of the case.
Again, the score 55-20 on this 22nd annual Pigskin Classic here in Brandon, South Dakota, as your Lynx coming into this game ranked number 1 against the number 4 team, and the number 4 team have come in here and kind of spoiled the Pigskin Classic.
Yeah, the person down for O'Gorman is number 32, Creighton Roush. It looks like he's kind of getting up on his own and kind of walking across there pretty gingerly. Looks like he may have had the wind knocked out of him there a little bit.
So the Brandon Valley offense is going to come back to the field. Thuy, the backup quarterback, out of the shotgun. He's going to have 3 receivers to his right and 1 to his left. He has his running back directly behind him to his left. He's going to bark out signals. He's going to step up. No, he doesn't find anything. Now he scrambles. He's going to look for the first down. He cuts it out to the outside. Big gainer from Thuy, and he's going to grab that first down. That's going to be a gain of about 16 yards. First down, Lynx.
That was a heck of a scramble from the quarterback. He saw his protection break down, and he kind of faded to the left and then went back to the right and had some wide open space there.
Shotgun again for Thuy. He's got his running back right to his right, 2 receivers to his left and right. And there's a snap. Drops back. Steps up into the pocket. He's going to run again. He's going to sprint out to the right. He gains a first down and more. He's not brought down until about the 10-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 11. So they can still get a first down here as the clock is still running as they are moving the chains.
And hopefully they get a playoff here and give the offense a chance for all their efforts to put some points on the board here.
Play clock is at 20 seconds, just under by about 5 seconds on the main clock. Thuy drops back, finds his receiver. He is met right away. He's going to find number 88. That's going to be
Stern Pankratz on the tackle there. He met him and stopped him right in his tracks.
That's going to do it as the O'Gorman Knights come up to, should we say over or up? We'll just say out of the metro, out of Sioux Falls, and come into a suburb. Let's call Brandon a suburb, and upset, according to the preseason, upset the Lynx 55-20. We want to thank all the sponsors that are making this happen tonight. We read through them earlier. We won't read through them again, but we want to thank you. Make sure you go out and support these sponsors too, because they support us and make sure that we're bringing it live to you on this Saturday evening. again, Dannenbring, my MVP, Bob, is Dannenbring, number 2, the senior for the O'Gorman Knights. I believe he had 6 touchdowns through the air, and my guess is he probably went between 500 and 600 yards in total offense with him alone, throwing the ball and running the ball. He had a tremendous night. That's my